and Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Trevor, welcome to a beautiful Pembroke, North Carolina, a late October afternoon for homecoming football between the UNC Pembroke Braves and Lenoir-Rhyne. Welcome to a beautiful Pembroke, North Carolina, a late October afternoon for homecoming football between the UNC Pembroke Braves and Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Trevor Williams with you, along with us in just a few moments to be the second member of our broadcast team, Reed Bryant. And tonight, the Braves have a big test in front of them in Lenoir-Rhyne, a team they beat a year ago, but the leader for the Bears is their rushing attack. Nelson Brown, the second leading rusher in the SAC, has had 3 200-plus yard games in his career for Lenoir-Rhyne. He would love another one tonight against the Braves. They're going to try to stop it with Tyler Hinton. Tyler Hinton is 1 sack away from tying the Braves' career sacks record that's held by his running backs coach, Devontae Bush. We're going to take a quick time out on the UNCP Sports Network. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff and all the exciting senior night and
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded. Connect with Brave Nation.
Okay, we apologize for a little technical difficulty there. Trevor Williams alongside Bryant Reed in Pembroke, North Carolina for UNC Pembroke and Lenoir-Rhyne. We're going to give you audio of this game for as long as we can. The Braves have already moved for their first down of the day. They were able to get on a Josh Sheridan 8-yard rush. We're back with you on video as well. Opening possession, the handoff again with Sheridan. Bursts up the middle with some more room, and he carries over the 40 into enemy territory. A good start here, Bryant Reed, for the Braves.
Oh, definitely. The Braves are looking good this first drive, especially after that first penalty by Lenoir-Rhyne on the first play. And looks like they're just trying to get this running game early. They've had trouble with it in the past games, but they're trying to work on it and establish a run game to get this game going.
It's a UNC Pembroke team that this year their leading rusher is Miles Grant. Josh Sheridan second behind him, but has gotten the carries on the opening possession. Again with Sheridan, he'll grab a couple of yards and will be 2nd and 8. The Braves, one of the worst teams on first down in the NCAA. Lenoir-Rhyne, one of the better first down defenses. That's going to be a big battle this afternoon.
Huge battle, huge battle. The Braves in this game really just need to be able to get a few yards on first down. You know, not necessarily a big play, but a solid 3-4 yards to get to second and manageable.
Trevon Tapp and Dwayne Bland had the tackle on Sheridan's first down carry. Now over the middle, the try to West from Dominic Sampson falls incomplete. This will be 3rd and long. These are the positions that Shane Richardson has talked about that have been tough for his team. Sampson is 6'5". Together this season as Sampson has been able to throw for UNC Pembroke for a total of 1,361 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. They'll likely be going to the air on 3rd and 8 from the Lenoir-Rhyne 34. Probably outside of field goal range. A flip to Sheridan, blown up in the backfield, and racing to the tackle was Anthony Brown.
Yeah, and Brown just blew right by the tackle. He was all over that play. Josh Sheridan didn't even have the chance to get possession of the ball before Brown was all over him.
Brown is a big 6'4", 210-pound outside linebacker, a sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. Braves are going to punt on their opening possession after a promising start. Isaac Parks, the redshirt freshman, as long as 62 is going to try to pin it inside the 20-yard line. Puts us up end over end. The Braves are chasing it. It'll go out of bounds inside the 20. That's the 15th time this year that Parks has been able to strand the opposition inside the 20-yard line. If you've ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name, one reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs, so why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School. So it's Jared Keller and the leading rusher, Nelson Brown, for Lenoir-Rhyne to get it started on their afternoon. Keller rolling out to his right, offers down the field, finds a man with some room. It's TJ Smith, the team's leading receiver, and a late flag comes in on the play as well.
Yeah, that was a great throw by Keller, running away from the defense and throwing across his body to find the open receiver.
Smith out of Charleston, South Carolina this year has 264 yards receiving, averaging 37 yards a game, and has 2 touchdown catches as well. You can hear our head referee, Jason Graham, calling a personal foul face mask penalty at the end of the play against Sean Everett, the cornerback. So tack on already to the reception to start the drive for Lenoir-Rhyne. Add another 15 yards to it, and like that, they're in Braves territory. Just as the Braves started quickly into Lenoir-Rhyne territory, it's the Bears' turn. Keller back, throws off to Smith once again. There's a little room to go 1v1 on the outside. Gets near the sticks. We'll see if it's close to a first down, but already a very quick start for TJ Smith. Mike Keller is the head coach of Lenoir-Rhyne. 3-4 this year, the Bears. Second year as the head coach of the Bears for Keller. He's 6-12 in his Lenoir-Rhyne career, 8th year overall, 51-32. The pass was good to move the sticks. 34 yards in the first 2 plays for TJ Smith on a pair of receptions. Handoff goes with Brown. He's stifled at the line of scrimmage. A few Braves there to meet him, leading that charge for UNC Pembroke. Looked like underneath it was Chris Plotch.
And don't be surprised to see Brown get the ball quite often. He is the 2nd leading rusher in the SAC conference, and Lenoir-Rhyne depends on him a lot to get their offense going.
Khalil Vance was in on that play as well. 2nd down and 10. Ball sitting about the 37-yard line. Keller signaling off to his right side. Has his 3 wide receivers set. Loves his tight end Camargo's not in right now. Tries to flip it underhand. Does find Brown somehow, trying to keep his feet before he's tripped up at about the 37. And he was tripped up by Donovan Hayes.
Yeah, that was quite an athletic play by the quarterback Keller to get the ball out to make sure it wasn't a sack. Not much yardage on the play, but you got to appreciate the effort.
Make it Cameron Williams who tripped him up, and so now the Braves done the same thing Lenoir-Rhyne was able to do on their first defensive possession. That's force a 3rd and long from just inside the 40-yard line. Keller likely going to the air with his 4 wide receivers. It's his favorite tight end target in the slot. Looks over to his right side. Pass was batted. And the Braves going to force a punt finally. And near the end of the play, they almost got a personal foul penalty. A little extracurriculars. It was Tyler Hinton with an extra shove. The referees let it go. And punt coming to UNC Pembroke. Punt return has not been a strong suit for the Braves. We're going to see him offer up a different punt returner for the first time this year, and that's Devin Jones. Actually, a field goal attempt coming up. Lenoir-Rhyne going to try from 54 yards. Chase Albaugh, the freshman, this would be a career long for him. Puts it up with the wind helping towards that goalpost. It is up and splits the uprights. Chase Albaugh, he's now 3 for 3 in field goals on the year and a career long of 54 to put Lenoir-Rhyne on the board first this afternoon. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back right after this on the UNCP Sports Network.
This WNCP TV sports production is sponsored by Domino's Pizza of Pembroke. Domino's of Pembroke, 412 West 3rd Street, Pembroke, North Carolina, 910-521-2223. Take out or dine in. Thank you, Domino's of Pembroke, for sponsoring this WNCP TV sports production. 910-521-2223.
It was a 54-yard field goal for Chase Albaugh and a 6-play, 50-yard scoring drive for Lenoir-Rhyne has him out to a 3-0 lead in our first quarter. Trevor Williams, Bryant Reed with you. And Bryant, surprised to see him go to the field goal, but well done by the freshman to cash it in for 3 points.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I don't think anybody was expecting him to go for a field goal. It was 54 yards, and that was his long attempt. But obviously, Coach has trust in this freshman this late in the season.
Longest field goal on the year for Lenoir-Rhyne coming in was 37 yards. It's sent away by Hayden Bergil to the Braves, way back in their end zone. That wind is helping left to right across your TV screen. The Braves are taking a knee for a first down on the touchback at their own 25-yard line. That offense for UNC Pembroke, Dominic Sampson and Josh Sheridan took the field as the quarterback-running back combo on the first drive, and Sheridan was able to work for 30 yards on the ground before the Braves were finally stopped just across midfield. It will be Miles Grant to get the first look on offense this time. The redshirt sophomore from Rockingham, North Carolina, is in the backfield. Sampson in a pistol formation with his couple wide receivers to his right. Hands off with Grant, off tackle. It's going to be wrapped up and pulled down. Getting to him on the far side for Lenoir-Rhyne was Jonathan Nolan. Just a couple of yards for Miles Grant. And the Braves, important thing for them on first down is just try to get their best first down yardage that they can. They've been behind the sticks a lot this year.
Yeah, and for the Braves, that's all you need. We were talking earlier, all you need is a good 3 to 4 yards. They'd like to, as many teams, run the ball on first down to just gain those yards and hopefully just get it in the area to where it won't be too hard to make a first down.
It looks like the Braves might have jumped on this play. They had a lot of motion going right to left, their slot receiver. Joining with head official Jason Graham.
False start on the offense, number 66.
You could hear that false start was against Timon McMillan, the starting center, redshirt freshman from nearby Maxton. Rest of this line awful young as well. Nobody older than a redshirt freshman on the starting offensive line. Is from left to right, it's Tay Vereen, a true freshman, Nick Golden, another true freshman, then McMillan, Cameron Hodges, a redshirt freshman, and Gage Baldwin, a redshirt freshman. It's a very young line in front of Sampson, drops back to pass, brings it to the near side, over with JoJo Spann, and he will run out of bounds just across the 30-yard line. It's a good play to get some yards back.
Oh, yeah, that's all you need. JoJo Spann has been a very reliable target for Dominic Sampson. Only 18 receptions on the entire year, 327 yards. But that doesn't mean that you can't get him the ball.
He's got it down to a 3rd and 4 for UNC Pembroke after the 9-yard reception. Braves looking for the short pickup to try and extend it. They've had a tough time on 3rd down this year, and the pass intended for Miles Grant is dropped off on the right side. Hit Grant in the hands. That's one the Braves have got to have, and it kind of shows their offensive 3rd down percentage of the year that came in just a hair above 30%.
Yeah, and for the Braves, they like to use two running backs. And it's one thing that you'll see a lot happen with Sheridan and Grant. But with the drive that Sheridan just had, do you really want to take him out just now? Maybe he was starting to get into rhythm. You never know what can happen. He had 2 gains over 10 yards, so why not keep him in?
He had 30 yards in that first possession. They did go to Miles Grant. The returner runs into one of his blockers, so no chance to return the punt for Kyle Duggar, but the Braves down it about the 37-yard line. That's where Lenoir-Rhyne will take over with its second possession. Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all of its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for our student athletes. So 1st and 10 for Lenoir-Rhyne. Their quarterback we mentioned is Jared Keller. Nelson Brown was the starting running back. Has the fake handoff, and now on a reverse, a flip to the wide receiver across the field. He's able to turn it up for a few yards as it ended up being flipped to P.J. Lothar. Gets just the short carry across the 40. Braves able to stop him there, and 2nd down coming up.
Yeah, and that was a great read by the Braves. The fake run didn't get them at all.
Saw that reverse coming, and it's tough to not bite when Nelson Brown's going to come up with the football. They fake the handoff to him, and he's at 786 yards on the ground coming in. Already on the first possession, was able to add a yard to it on just 1 carry. The Braves were hurt in the air by T.J. Smith, the leading receiver, at 34 yards on the first possession that ended in a 54-yard field goal. Approaching the halfway mark of quarter number 1. Empty backfield for Keller. Looking off to his left side, ball batted. Everett has a chance to come with interception. Trying to wrestle it away from Smith, and he did. Picked off by the Braves, and they'll take over in Lenoir-Rhyne territory.
And that was a great job. The ball was tipped at the line, and Everett came away with the interception. That was fantastic. This is what the Braves need to get the ball rolling, to get something going.
Sean Everett's team-leading 3rd interception of the year, the 7th pick for UNC Pembroke. They had only 1 interception since way back in the Catawba game. Guess what? That was also Sean Everett. But he picks up his 3rd interception of the year and great starting field position for the Braves. They'll get it at the plus 46 in enemy territory. Josh Sheridan back in at running back. Sampson steps up in the pocket, realizes he has room to take it himself. Picks up a block from his running back, and he's hauled down inside the 35-yard line.
Yeah, great decision to pull the ball and run. Looked like all the receivers were covered, and that middle was just wide open.
14-yard carry for Sampson. It appeared that he was finally pulled down by Quentin Hayes for Lenoir-Rhyne. This will be the test for UNC Pembroke, is to get it down into the red zone. They're 14 of 16 inside the red zone this year, but they're still sitting outside of that mark at the 32. E.J. Williams, JoJo Spann, they've been good of late, and they're on the left side of Dominic Sampson's offensive set. His handoff with Sheridan is bottled up at the line of scrimmage. Sheridan thrown to the ground, and there's that good 1st down defense for Lenoir-Rhyne. The nation's 12th best 1st down defense is on the other side of the ball in UNC Pembroke, but Lenoir-Rhyne looking very good there.
Oh, definitely. Those linemen just seemed to blow up that offensive line like they already knew what was happening. Sheridan really had no chance on that run.
So 2nd and 10 for the Braves. They stay in the same formation with a tight end left. Sampson looking off to his left side, trying to get to E.J. Williams, threw it a little bit behind his senior target. It's one of those 7 seniors for the UNC Pembroke program. Good news, Bryant, is that for the Braves, even though they're 1-6 this year, they're going to be returning a lot of guys on both sides of the ball.
That's very good news for the Braves. You were reading out the years of the linemen earlier. And that's one thing about these Braves. Even though they do have a 1-6 record, they have a chance to grow together and build a connection to where maybe in 2 years that whole record might flip and they could be 6-1 at this time of the season.
5 freshman linemen, a freshman quarterback, and a trio of sophomore running backs to throw a little too high to E.J. Williams. The Braves just like that. Another possession fizzles right around the 30-yard line. Braves appear that they are headed towards the punt with Isaac Parks headed back out there again. He's put up some great numbers this year, the Greensboro native, with that season-long of 62 that we mentioned. 15 punts inside the 20 now. He's had 5 for 50 or more yards. He'll be looking to pin Lenoir-Rhyne once again inside its own 20. Just over halfway through the first quarter. Braves force a turnover, but not going to get anything off of it. The high end-over-end punt towards the goal line is going to drift, bounce, and it evades the eyes of Colton Weeks and into the end zone. So a touchback for Lenoir-Rhyne to take over at its 20 to start this possession. Let's talk about what the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears can expect this afternoon. You would think it would be a heavy dosage of the running game, Brian.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier about Nelson Brown, and second in the sack conference. He's just been fantastic. They really looked to him. 786 yards on the season coming into this game with 6 touchdowns. So he's a heavy part of this Lenoir-Rhyne offense.
To end the month of September at Tusculum, he rushed for 256 yards on 30 carries. So far after 2 possessions, he has just a yard rushing. The throw over the middle straight dropped by Michael Evans, the tight end. That's one you can't have right down the seam.
Yeah, Evans just had nobody around him. He had to turn for a little bit. That's nothing but a routine play, though, and he just dropped the ball.
6'3" sophomore from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Doesn't have a lot of receiving stats this year for Lenoir-Rhyne. Hasn't been targeted as much as his counterpart Sam Camargo's, team leading 5 touchdowns at the tight end position. Still in the shotgun. Keller fakes the handoff with Brown, keeps it no, he gave it to Brown, and Brown bottled up again at the line of scrimmage, if not maybe losing a yard. The Braves have been all over this rushing attack early.
You can clearly tell that they planned for this. They came into the game realizing what they had to do if they want to get a victory, and that is stop this Bears run game, stop Nelson Brown, and they're clearly attacking.
When you bottle it up and you take a look at how these teams are passing-wise on the season, they both average less than 200 yards passing. The difference is in rushing, where Lenoir-Rhyne has 60-plus more yards a game on the ground. It's also something they could use to tire up this UNCP defense. We've seen that from time to time when the Braves can't keep consistent offensive possession. Go to the air on 3rd and 10. It's hauled in by Jaquay Mitchell. And a couple Braves are trying to stop him, and the referees maybe a favorable spot towards the 30-yard line. Be very close to a first down. They've already signaled that it will move the sticks. 10-yard completion to Jaquay Mitchell. Quick set and the handoff with Brown. Lenoir-Rhyne with a bit of tempo. Brown tumbles forward for maybe 2 yards. It's a good sign early. The defensive line is getting good push, and we'll be watching all afternoon to see if Tyler Hinton can pick up the sack he needs to tie Coach Devontae Bush for the team sacks record at 18.5 for a career.
Yeah, and that would be a huge accomplishment for Hinton and the school in general. So far, we haven't seen the Bears go for too many passes or the Braves blitz that much. More focus on the run game and containing that. But I really do hope that he gets it.
See the Braves loading the box, 8 up there. The handoff with Brown. They know where it was going. Brown reversing field. This is a beautiful chance to stop him up. And the first hands there were from Bikembe Kearney, able to help wrap up Brown for a loss of yardage.
Oh, yeah, that was great. He tried to cut back. That was a good job by Kearney, trying to seal off the edge and make sure he didn't get to the outside. And hey, if you can't get him down, wrap him up, wait for the rest of your team, and bring him down to the ground. Exactly what happened. Great job.
Kearney, the redshirt sophomore from Rocky Mount, North Carolina, busted right up field and was able to hold his man long enough so that he could get some help. Cameron Williams got in there as well at the end of the play, and the Braves have forced a 3rd and long. Chance to try to get the ball back to their offense again. Defense pinning their ears back, 3rd and 9. Chris Plotz showing like he might blitz off the near side. Snap back to Keller, looking straight up the middle, finds a target. It's jarred loose, a big hit by McKimby Kearney. It was intended for the receiver Bradley Jones, but incomplete. What a hit by Kearney.
Oh yeah, that was a huge hit. Way to lay the blow. That's another thing the Braves needed. They've been playing a great job on defense so far, not giving up too much. It's a little bit of a bend but don't break defense, and that's something that they really need. Now let's just hope that they can get the ball back and the Braves offense can do something and not put this whole game on the defensive shoulders.
Even earlier, the Braves were surprised by the 54-yard field goal. Now it is the first punt return for Devin Jones, and he fair caught it just across the 25-yard line. Didn't do a good job of selling it either as he stopped right there before taking off. That was the first punt return for the Braves for somebody not named JoJo Span. Kind of ends up about the same result. No gain for the Braves, but they do get possession.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell that he's not used to returning those punts. He talked to the ref after, like, did I really do that? So you never know. It takes time. And Coach Richardson doesn't look like he's too happy with him over there on the sideline.
I think he was trying to plead his case that he did not call for a fair catch. Prior to that, it was all 16 punt returns by JoJo Span, but 1st and 10 for the Braves just across the 25. Their handoff, as I believe again, was Sheridan. He's held up shy of the 30-yard line. Will uncover the mess. It's Miles Grant, rather, excuse me, for the short carry. About 3 yards. It's a little better for the Braves on 1st down, but you're seeing a little bit of an unwillingness to go to the air with the redshirt freshman quarterback on 1st down. He has 4 wide this time along with Grant. Hands off once again. Grant trying to get away in the backfield. Does push forward for a couple of yards. He was chased and wrapped from behind by Quentin Hayes. Make that Sherrod Williams. They got the numbers mixed onto the UNC Pembroke side. Sherrod Williams with the stop. Pulling down Grant from behind, just enough to slow him up. The Braves into the closing minutes of the 1st quarter haven't had a lot to show offensively. The early outburst of 30 yards on the ground for Josh Sheridan on the 1st drive. Lenoir-Rhyne has had just the 54-yard field goal on its side of the ball. That's where we stand in the 1st quarter. Braves bring a man in motion, funnel him back outside. And the pass complete to Aaron Whitaker. Moves over the sticks for a 1st down. A nice little misdirection play to send Whitaker inside first and then bring him back to the sideline.
Yeah, and that was a star route there. It's kind of just like the Braves want to make sure that Sampson gets short passes that he can kind of gain his confidence with. Having 10 interceptions on the season as a freshman quarterback, that's not really something that you'd like to see. And that can kind of bring your confidence down as a quarterback. So short passes to get 4 or 5 yards and get the confidence up, then maybe to be more comfortable throwing the ball.
He started his first couple games of his career without an interception. Hits E.J. Williams out in the flat. Williams pulled down quickly by Kyle Duggar. You're going to want to watch out for him. He was a sack freshman of the year a couple of years ago, and he's the reigning sack defensive player of the week. Big part of that because of a couple interceptions a week ago.
Yeah, and he came into the conference with a lot of high praise. He came in expected to do a lot and to make this defense his own. And since coming in as a freshman, that's really what he's done.
Was at Limestone last week, or 2 weeks back rather, a 35-7 win. Lenoir-Rhyne coming off its bye week. Sampson steps back quickly, offers upfield to Span, sheds a tackle, runs to the far sideline. He'll be pushed out of bounds on the far side by Landon Scott, but not before he gets the big pickup for a 1st down.
Oh yeah, fantastic job securing the ball and breaking that tackle to get a few yards after contact, more than a few actually, and get out of bounds. Great job.
23-yard catch and run by Span. Braves will cycle the wide receivers, bring off Miles Grant as well, and let Dominic Sampson have an empty set. likely give the redshirt freshman a chance to heave it on 1st and 10 from the 35. This is where the Braves gotten stuck their first few possessions. They go out to Williams, trick play. He's throwing downfield, Span's wide open, and Williams hits him for 6. How about the trick play over to E.J. Williams, and he connects on the 35-yard strike to JoJo Span.
And that is Williams' first throwing touchdown as a Brave. I can tell you right now, I don't think anybody was expecting that. Not the other team, not any of his fans. I know I wasn't expecting that. That was a great play call, and I really like that by Coach Richardson, because those are the things that you need to do to win the games. You need to keep the defense off their feet and just let it be known off the start that, hey, you never know what you're going to get from us. Fantastic job.
Shane Richardson reaching up his sleeve into the bag of tricks, however you want to call it. It's 7-3 Braves lead in the closing moments of the first quarter. We'll take a timeout after the trick play results in a 35-yard TD here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
It's a 35-yard touchdown pass for JoJo Span. Not from Dominic Sampson, but from E.J. Williams. 6-play, 74-yard, 3-minute and 8-second drive for the Braves to take a lead right before the end of the first quarter. And the kickoff from Alex Alvarado is fielded just past the 10-yard line. On the run with it, Kyle Duggar brings it to the near side and will be out of bounds. It was not Kyle Duggar, rather on the return it was Jordan Brooks on the return before he was forced out of bounds. But let's go back to that play, Bryant, the 35-yard touchdown pass. Would you see an interesting look by the Braves?
It was a very interesting look, but nothing that we haven't seen before. They went trips on one side and 2 receivers on the other side, and the corner went with the outside receiver, and the safety rotated over top for the Bears to cover that inside receiver, and they just forgot about JoJo Span, especially when E.J. Williams came out and got the ball.
So that trick play turns into a Braves passing touchdown. The handoff with Brown, which will likely take us to the end of the first quarter, is for a few yards. And we will flip sides of the field with the Braves leading at home for the first time in recent memory. They haven't been home in over a month, but they have a lead on Senior Day. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the second quarter right after this on the UNCP Sports Network.
This WNCP TV sports production is sponsored by Domino's Pizza of Pembroke. Domino's of Pembroke, 412 West 3rd Street, Pembroke, North Carolina, 910-521-2223. Take out or dine in. Thank you, Domino's of Pembroke, for sponsoring this WNCP TV sports production. 910-521-2223.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But I get it, you're busy, and busy people can't have prediabetes. I read that wrong. They can, okay. Just go to the site.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Back in Pembroke, North Carolina, start of the second quarter, UNC Pembroke leading 7-3 over Lenoir-Rhyne. A flag on the first play from scrimmage. There's a snap infraction that goes against the center, Jalen Soto. Soto joined on the line by Ryan Henry to his left and Harrison Elam at the left tackle, and Cameron Hodges to his right. Gage Baldwin off on the right tackle. So that backs up Lenoir-Rhyne closer to a 2nd and 11 to open quarter number 2. The first lead for UNC Pembroke at home this season. Step back by Keller, pressured, throws it forward, and the Braves are able to hurry the pass. Guess who? Big 92 Tyler Hinton nearly had that sack he was looking for.
Oh, yeah, and that was actually one of the first times that the Braves had brought pressure all game. And after that, I'm sure they'll be like, okay, well, we can keep doing this, because after that, once he got off the throw, it looks like it could have been an interception if the defender was about one step earlier.
Braves good pressure nonetheless, and it's 3rd and 11 for Lenoir-Rhyne. Chance for this Code Black defense to get off the field once again. Snap back to Keller. He's pressured, stepping up, trying to get away. Drops it off to Brown, his running back in the flat. Plot's trying to run him down. A cut inside, and the Braves leading the way for the tackle was Tyreek Ramsauer. Still shy of a first down, and the defense does its job to force a second punt on the afternoon.
And this defense is continuing to stand strong and stay strong. They know what to look for. They're keeping it within these 10 yards. They're rushing the quarterback so he does not feel comfortable at all. And when somebody gets the ball, they're all collapsing on that one ball handler.
How about the Braves in the first quarter? They took a running back in Nelson Brown who averaged over 100 yards on the ground per game, and they held him to just 6. The moving punt by the Australian Hayden Burgiel comes down to Devin Jones, and he is absolutely creamed once he gets a hold of the football. 5 Bears to bring him down, and the Braves start just past their own 25-yard line. But that's got to be a huge, huge plus for Shane Richardson, a defensive-minded coach. His defense stood the test in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and with the name Code Black, he's been wanting to make sure that they emphasize their defense, that their defense is the focal point of this team, and let it be known that, hey, we don't want anybody to score on us. We want to come out and we want people to be afraid of us. We want them to have to game plan around us, not us game plan around them.
Could give Dominic Sampson the assist on the last touchdown for the Braves through E.J. Williams. He'll start the drive at his own 28. He wants to air it out deep, looking for Span, and just overthrows his redshirt senior target. Another one of those 7 that we'll talk about this afternoon. Span hauled in the earlier touchdown, but that one just a little too long from Sampson.
Yeah, just a tad. It was a good look. Span had the one-on-one, so I'm sure if you're Sampson, you trust him with any cornerback one-on-one.
Making the long run back in is Span, and not going to come off the field even. He'll cycle to the outside receiver. Josh Sheridan in the backfield with Dominic Sampson. You have to love where these running backs are at for the Braves. Joe Leake, a freshman. You have Sheridan, a redshirt sophomore. Beecham, a redshirt sophomore. And ends up going outside with West. Trying to spin him down to the turf are the Bears. They do after he picks up about half the yardage needed to try to get to a first down. It was Jaquan Artis with the tackle. See him getting more and more involved each week. Another youngster for the Braves. West just a freshman from Boone, North Carolina. 3rd down and 5 and a big test for the Braves. We mentioned coming into this game, we're 28 for 93 on 3rd down. They're 1 for 4 so far today. Sampson brings a lead blocker in motion, fakes the pass, rolls out, hits that lead blocker in the flat. Nevante Gamble pulled down near the first down sticks. We'll see where the officials spot it.
Looks like he's going to be right on it.
Right now, if it's where the officials are standing, might be a half a yard short. Quentin Hayes ends up with the tackle for Lenoir-Rhyne.
They give it to him.
Officials said he got the forward progress. Maybe a makeup call for the Braves who in the first quarter thought that there was a pretty favorable 3rd down spot for Lenoir-Rhyne. Regardless, it's a first down to the 38-yard line, and the catch for Gamble is a total of 5 yards. He'll bring the fullback out in the flat and hit him underneath. Sampson in that same formation, pump fakes, hands off to Sheridan, hit once in the backfield, able to bounce off the tackle and at least get some positive yards out of this. Well done by Josh Sheridan. The second effort looked like it could have been a 2-yard loss. He turns it into a 3-yard gain.
Yeah, as soon as he got the ball off that draw play, he was getting tackled in the background. But way to just shut off the defender, make something out of nothing.
Gets the Braves some positive yards. 2nd down and 6 upcoming. Couple minutes into the second quarter, Braves have outgained Lenoir-Rhyne 143-59 in yardage. Welcome sign for an offense that posted its best offensive output a week ago, but still could not pick up the win. West underneath, gobbles it up just above the turf. Not enough for a first down, but it keeps it moving forward.
And it's going to be about 3rd and 2, which is definitely doable for the Braves and Sheridan if they choose to give him the ball. And it's like Miles Grant is going to be in the game. But, you know, this is not a big deal at all. This is the 3rd and 2 that you want to see from the offense consistently.
They call that 3rd manageable instead of back near the sticks, where Sampson's been so many times this year. Will hand off with Miles Grant, bounces around his lineman, breaks for some room, wants to break one more tackle, and he's ripped down by the shoestrings. Landon Scott saving a potential touchdown, but not before a big carry for Miles Grant. Looks like it'll be a total of about 20 yards on the carry.
Grant wanted that one, just following his blockers and trying to race it off to the outside. He was trying to get that defender off of him, but shoestring tackle.
1st and 10 at the 34. It was 20 yards even on the ground for Grant. Good blocking up front to help break it free. The Braves redshirt sophomore Sampson off to his right, goes back left, and he's able to find a target over to his left side. The referees will say it is a catch on that sideline. Hauled in for the Braves by Jalen Nixon.
And Nixon did his best to stay in bounds, but the ref said he got a toe on that line.
Bobbling that ball towards the sideline. Reeled it back in just in time. 2nd and 5 inside the 30. Last time the Braves were in this spot, they went to E.J. Williams, threw it to him, and let him toss it to the end zone. Sampson goes forward this time, all alone for the Braves, and upfield goes Kamai Parker. Now the ball's loose inside the 5. It's rolling towards the sideline. Maybe hit the pylon. If it's in there, it would be a touchback. Let's see if Lenoir-Rhyne came up with it. The officials look like they have said they did. No, it went into the end zone, and it is a touchdown or a touchback rather for Lenoir-Rhyne. And that was just a terrible, terrible play for the Braves at the end of it. Started off so well to Kamai Parker.
Yeah, and Parker just, the safety left Parker to go to West, the outside, or who ran the route to the outside. Great job. He tried to make something happen, but before anything, you just have to make sure that you hold on to the ball. Live to see another day. You don't need that touchdown right now. And the ball was almost recovered, but slipped into the back of the end zone.
It was a mad race into that corner pylon. It was actually Jalen Nixon, excuse me, not Kamai Parker. Jalen Nixon who had, well, no, rather, we're going to wait for that play to be sorted out. They're still trying to figure out who forced the fumble. Going to be in a team recovery for Lenoir-Rhyne. They hand off to Brown to start the next Lenoir-Rhyne drive. Already the 5th of the game for Lenoir-Rhyne. They get a first down right away. That's more what they expected from Brown tonight. So the play was complete to Kamai Parker, his first catch of the year for 22 yards. That was before Kyle Duggar, the reigning sack player of the week, forced the fumble. And it was ruled to have been recovered by Clayton Horn right at the goal line, which caused the touchback. 1st and 10 at the 30. Misdirection. They bring it on the sweeper. The handoff was Xavion Huff, able to break a tackle, and he's hauled down after he gets over the sticks for a first down. A good carry at 13 yards for Huff.
And the sweep play is something that you don't really see too much often without it being reversed nowadays. But that was, Huff came across the offense, took the ball, and with that broken tackle made something happen.
Huff, the second of the 2 feature backs for Lenoir-Rhyne, has 190 yards on the year. That was his 40th carry of the season, averages just over 25 a game. Has a pair of touchdowns. 3 wide receivers in the backfield. Nobody split out for Lenoir-Rhyne. Keep this tight formation. Look like they're running back in the backfield. Brown might have jumped. A flag comes in late. The carry was with P.J. Lothar. We'll see what the flag is. It was thrown in the region of holding, unfortunately, as it went off right tackle for the Braves. Pretty good defensive stop to start it. We'll join official Jason Graham with the ruling.
Yeah, Trevor, it looked like it might be holding. We'll find out. But Nathan London got his jersey pulled back when he was trying to make the tackle.
It was a holding penalty against Jalen Soto. The juniors also had a snap infraction this afternoon. It's Vacaville, California. This moves it back for Lenoir-Rhyne to 1st and 20. Dream scenario for the Braves. Start them behind the sticks. Lenoir-Rhyne will go to the shotgun right away. Braves bringing in the nickelbacks in this spot. Keller, the handoff with Brown. Lenoir-Rhyne showing confidence in the running game, and Brown nearly gets all the yards back. They were lost on the penalty, a 10-yard carry for the standout sophomore.
Yeah, and you mentioned when this drive first started that was more of what they expected to see from Brown. And a few 10-plus yard carries, and you never know, he could get going real soon.
About the second teamer in the SAC conference last year, was the team's leading rusher with 902 yards and 6 touchdowns. He's already equaled the touchdown output this season. Being sent in motions, Bradley Jones off into the slot, stacks up, had a receiver out right. They'll go to Jones with it. Gets a block out in front. Kearney trying to chase him from behind. Cameron Williams able to bring him down by the shoestrings. Important tackle for the Braves, and now a 3rd and long coming up for Lenoir-Rhyne at 3rd and 7. Chance again for the Braves to get off the field, and 3rd down, not kind to Lenoir-Rhyne so far, 1 for 4. On the season, they've converted one of the best marks in the country, 16th best at 48%. Braves defensive line looking to wreak some havoc on 3rd down and 7. Keller goes back. The pressure is in the backfield. Brown gets it on a dump off right side. Chance for the Braves to lead the attack and tackle it down. Colton Weeks was the first to meet Brown, and it will be short of a 1st down. Another successful 3rd down stand for Code Black. How about holding Lenoir-Rhyne to over half of its 3rd down output this season? It's well done at the start by the Braves.
Yeah, and you know, coming into this game, that isn't something that you would want to expect. With the record of these 2 teams, you might expect, you know, you never know, a sloppy game or just big plays left and right, which is nobody really playing. But the Braves came to play. They are finally back at home, and, you know, it feels good. Maybe they might be feeling a little rejuvenated, but something's working for this Braves defense.
Only giving up 25 yards to Nelson Brown. No doubt that's a part of it. Calling for a fair catch was Devin Jones. Flag is already out, as Jones did not have room to make that catch at his own 15-yard line, and he was clearly signaling that he wanted the space. It should be a no-brainer flag for a kick-catch interference.
Yeah, and for kick-catching, when somebody goes to catch the ball, you're supposed to give them about 2 yards to allow them to make the catch. And, well, the gunner just ran all up on him, to say simply put, and didn't give him any space. So, yes, this should still be Braves ball with the penalty on the Bears.
They'll be able to tack on a little bit to the fair catch for Devin Jones. It was his 3rd try to punt return today. He had 5 kick returns coming in. Let's confirm with Jason Graham that the interference is the call.
Kick-catch interference on the kick attempt. 15 yards from the final 5.
was hoping he would help us out with an official number. It looked like Eric Jackson was there pretty early running downfield, but not even the officials called out a number on it. So it will be up to the 30-yard line for the Braves to start another possession. Their only touchdown in the opening quarter came on a trick play, but they have outgained Lenoir-Rhyne 201 yards to 98. 126 through the year, but they start with a handoff on this possession, an 8-yard carry for Brian Staten, the redshirt junior. Good start to the drive.
Yeah, that's actually one of their best starts to a drive in a while. 8 yards on the carry, and I don't believe Staten even played last game, but great yards on his first carry.
Well, remember for the Braves, they were rolling on their last possession before they fumbled towards the corner of the end zone as they hit Kamai Parker with his first reception of the season. Though he was hit hard from behind, the throw downfield by Sampson's wide a span. Good thing he was double covered already down in the area where Trevin Tappan landed Scott. Braves maybe rolling the dice there 2nd and 2 because they knew they could maybe go back to the ground on 3rd and 2.
Yeah, I mean, why not? When you get this good yardage on first down, the playbook opens because you don't necessarily need to run the ball to get 3 or 4 yards. You have the option of passing the ball, going for the big play, and if it doesn't work out, okay, cool. You have the ball still, and you run or make a short pass to get the first down.
The handoff goes with Staten trying to work it outside, stays on his feet, cleared the first down, sticks a flag coming in late. And now, unfortunately for the Braves, that's kind of in the region of maybe a receiver holding on the outside.
Maybe. I know Staten's walking back to the sideline with his face mask, so it might be a face mask on the Bears, but let's see what happens.
So he's motioning to his sideline. Confirmed with the officials. Well done, Bryant. That's the right call. It was against Landon Scott, who got his hand in the grill of Brian Staten, so tacked 15 yards onto the carry, and the Braves work it into Lenoir-Rhyne territory to the 45-yard line on a good drive at the end of the half with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half of play. Sampson looking right, fires a little high. E.J. Williams has it picked off behind him by Dwayne Bland. Through his hands, tipped up. Bland comes in with the interception, his 2nd of the season. The redshirt freshman able to get the first interception, 2nd turnover on back-to-back possessions for Lenoir-Rhyne.
Yeah, and that's going to be Sampson's 11th interception on the season, and they all came relatively fast of each other. But that's one of those you really don't want to say is his fault. E.J. Williams should have had the ball. His hands were on it, to say if your hands are touching it, you're supposed to make the catch. So that's on him.
Throw was maybe just a tad high. Bland gets the 8-yard return off the interception to turn it to the 46-yard line. Keller under center. Hands off with Brown. Braves right there to meet him. Coming from behind on the play, Jordan Howard. How about that for UNC Pembroke? Only 25 yards they've given up so far to Nelson Brown.
Yeah, and I know he's definitely not used to this. But in that package that the Bears just had, we only have one receiver split out. What more do you expect the defense to think? That's going to be an automatic blitz or just maintain your position the whole time.
We saw 56 combined points between these two teams last year in Hickory. Only 10 in the opening half. Braves creating pressure from behind. It's
there
Tyler
it is.
Hinton with his sack record, at least a chance to tie it. Dragging down Keller from behind, and he draws even with Coach Devontae Bush.
And he was a man on a mission on that. He came around that corner moving. I don't know if I've seen him go faster than that. And he dove after the quarterback way to get him by the shoestring. I know he's happy. He knows he got it, too. You can just tell by his reaction.
That bench was fired up about it. 18.5 career sacks for Hinton, and it makes it a long 3rd and 17 for Lenoir-Rhyne after the 6-yard sack. Keller calls for the snap, waits for a delayed handoff with Brown. Not Brown, rather. It was Darnell Jackson. He'll get a handful of the yards back, but still 4th down coming up. 1 for 6 on 3rd down. Lenoir-Rhyne, that was probably a given. They weren't going to convert that time at 3rd and 17, and you can thank T.Y. Hinton for that. 4th and 11. Devin Jones will be back to receive the punt again. Hayden Bergiel, we mentioned, a freshman from Victoria in Australia, has 34 punts this year, season long of 58. Can go to that rugby style punt, has 12 inside the 20 and 2 for over 50 yards. Has had 14 fair caught on the year. Gets this one away just barely. Braves almost were able to get to it. Jones making the catch on the run, maybe even bobbling it as he steps out of bounds just over the 35-yard line. The Braves fairly good field position to try to go on a drive at the end of this half. Remember, UNC Pembroke did get the football first in this contest. This would be an important closing drive of the half, Brian.
Yeah, their last 2 possessions have been good possessions. Despite the turnovers, they've made smart choices. Their runs have been fantastic. The line has been blocking. Now, if you just cut out on the turnovers, 2 that they have now for this game, then you can make something happen. Go into this half 14-3.
See Mike Keller's bench on the far side. Don't be alarmed by the chimes in the background. It's just the campus chime to say it's 5 o'clock. Just over the 40-yard line for Sheridan. He's going to pick up 6 yards in the first carry of this Braves possession. They say it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Well, it's 5 o'clock here tonight. The Braves leading 7-3 near the end of the first half. Sheridan having a good afternoon, up to a total of 40 yards on the ground on 7 carries, averaging just over 5.5 a carry. Did have 1 long run at 26, the opening possession. Now over to the left side, Braves dump it off out to Tyzea Eller, and the tight end rumbling for a first down right at the midfield stripe.
Yeah, that was a great play action pass. Just get it quick out of Sampson's hands, and defense wasn't expecting the corner coming on the backside of them, and just fantastic for a gain of 9 yards.
Tyzea Eller, a freshman from Newton, North Carolina, is right back off the field, along with Jalen Nixon. Both of the big boys in on that play. 1st and 10 for the Braves, trying to cross midfield. Nearing 2-minute drill time for Dominic Sampson. He's already got the drive started well. Ball tipped high up in the air. Both on that side of the line, it looked like it was Sherrod Williams and Jordan Brooks, and it was Sherrod Williams who was able to tap the ball high. Nice active hands to the line.
Oh yeah, that's something that you definitely need. And when you get a blitz off the side, then that's usually what tends to happen, especially if a quarterback is going through his motions and he makes that quick read and just throws it.
Both teams run the multiple offense, more 4-2-5 system for Lenoir-Rhyne. The 2nd and 10 play for Sampson. Lots of pressure in his backfield. Got it out. It looked like catchable to Shimon Hicks, but it falls at his feet.
Yeah, he was looking to go up the field before he watched the ball go into the breadbasket.
Shane Richardson looking on at his Braves in his 4th year as the UNCP head coach. 19-20 his career record. 11th year overall with UNC Pembroke. He was a defensive coordinator for 7 years. Native of Grand Rapids, Michigan, and a graduate of the University of Northern Michigan and later North Dakota State University. His Code Black defense has been wreaking havoc this afternoon, holding a potent Lenoir-Rhyne 3rd down offense at bay. Sampson scrambling, throws downfield, hit as he throws, was looking over the top for Quay Threet. Braves also wanted a flag as Sampson hit the turf back near his own 45. Officials stopping play, multiple flags down, about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage towards the defensive side. Quay Threet was also held on to, it looked like a bit downfield, Brian, as he was trying to get free for the catch.
Yeah, I noticed that too. A whole lot of action going on, really, with Sampson, and then Threet also. And Threet kind of looked like he didn't know whether that ball was going to be underthrown or overthrown.
That flag was in the position of an illegal man downfield. That's what it was for the Braves. It was the center, Timon McMillan. Neither centers have had fantastic starts penalty-wise today. Neither of these teams too heavily penalized on the year, but 4th down as the penalty was declined. So the Braves will punt it away with Isaac Parks. And this gives Lenoir-Rhyne its own 2-minute drill before the half. Parks gets the snap. Able to punt downfield, trying to angle it towards would appear to be Kyle Duggar on the return, who had the forced fumble already. He crosses the 20. They'll give Lenoir-Rhyne a shot with 1:37 left in the half, and they would have to go to the air. They have had trouble on the ground, to say the least, against Code Black, and even in the air, only 56 yards passing, still under 100 total yards for the game.
Yeah, nothing quite significant at all going on with this Bears offense. They're clearly trying to make something work, trying to get Brown some action and trying to spread it out in the offense, but you know, nothing seems to be going well for them, as this Code Black defense is doing what they are expected to do.
And of note, this defensive line has looked like how it was advertised at the start of the year. Brown, a short handoff, and the D-line may be underperforming a little bit by the Braves standards. They have 21 sacks this year, but they've given up a lot of big plays, and the whole defense in general has been susceptible to the big play.
Yeah, out of everybody on this defense, it was the defensive line that came into this season as they were expected to be the focal point of this defense. Everything was supposed to start and stop with them on defense, and it's just been rough this year for the Braves, to say the least.
Jordan Brooks was on the catch for the first down. Braves scrambling to get back in position defensively. All 3 timeouts left for both sides. It goes out to the right side to Brooks, trying to get to the boundary, and officials say he does just over the 40-yard line to stop the clock. 2 ticks under a minute. The defense will swap. Braves trying to get some fresh legs in the pass rushers. So 4 wide for Lenoir-Rhyne.
And the Bears do have all 3 timeouts.
Pump fake, handoff with Brown on the draw play. Probably a timeout coming for Lenoir-Rhyne. They will call for the timeout after the 1-yard carry. And maybe right there you saw Mike Keller trying to catch the Braves off guard. We mentioned he had all 3 timeouts. You get the defense in that pass mentality and have the delayed draw. There was a chance that could work out for Brown.
Yeah, they tried it, but you know, you never know. You have to be ready for anything in a game like this, and you know, the Braves' run defense in general has just been very good on this nice Saturday, so it's hard to catch somebody off guard when that's what they're expecting off the gate.
Tyler Hinton picked up his 2nd tackle. The fans on Senior Day and Homecoming, they are all nestled in. Halftime show coming up. Spirit of the Carolinas Marching Band will be here as well on the field. We'll talk about the first half of action. A trick play so far, right near the end of the first quarter. All that the Braves have put on the board in terms of touchdowns, but it's all they've needed so far. An opening possession 54-yard field goal for Lenoir-Rhyne. All the Bears have had so far. So at 3rd and 2, Keller has the shotgun set. 52 ticks left to work with in the half. We know his freshman kicker has got some leg, but he will be going against the wind with the change of sides in the second quarter, and the throw a little too low, intended for Sam Camargo, the big tight end target. Braves good coverage downfield, but Kemby Kearney in the area as well.
Yeah, with this punt coming up, the Braves do have all 3 timeouts, and by the end of this play, it'll probably be about 40 seconds left. I honestly wouldn't expect any big plays, no long passes or anything like that. The Braves are not really a big play team. They're kind of a nickel and dime it, get what we can, get what you give us, and we'll make the best out of that.
There could be a chance for the Braves to talk about it in the locker room if they just do decide to run time off the clock. 1 for 7, Lenoir-Rhyne on 3rd down. We told you they had converted on nearly 50% of 3rd down tries this year, but the defense has had the upper hand. The Braves will take over just across the 20-yard line on the punt, out of bounds. Columbia River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. Their 4 values, the foundation of their service to their members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. And those values represent the cooperative difference. To JoJo Span on the near side, just over a 10-yard catch, make it 11 yards for Span for a first down. And maybe the Braves are flirting with the idea of trying to move this ball a little bit. A little over 30 seconds and all 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, why not? If you can get into at least field goal range, then you go into halftime up a whole touchdown.
Quentin Hayes has led the Lenoir-Rhyne side with 6 tackles. Sampson dropping straight back, lots of pressure on his backside, trying to hang on to the ball. It was nearly jarred loose, the big hit by Max Boyd, and the sack. That'll probably put an end to the thoughts for the Braves of trying to pass at the end of the half.
Yeah, most likely with the loss of, looks about 5 or 6 yards, maybe more. But the Braves called a timeout to kind of discuss on what's going to happen. And, yeah, you're definitely right, Trevor, on that one. Don't be surprised if they come out of this timeout and just try and run it.
Well, now you've got a little bit of a problem, though. You've opened a can of worms because it's 2nd and 18, a couple Lenoir-Rhyne timeouts left. So Lenoir-Rhyne, if they want to, could use both those timeouts, at least force the Braves to kick the football. We know they had trouble with that at Wingate, especially getting the punting team rolling. So that might be worth it for Lenoir-Rhyne to try that. The Braves could have to make a couple decisions on their play calling. Dominic Sampson rattled from behind for the first time. The first sack by Lenoir-Rhyne this afternoon. It was the big man, Max Boyd, now takes over the team lead in sacks with his 3rd of the year, the 14th in total for Lenoir-Rhyne. Braves have 22, and Tyler Hinton earlier in this quarter picked up 18.5. Well, sack number 18.5 you can call for his career. And his next half sack or full sack will make him the all-time career leader. He's tied with running backs coach Devontae Bush currently. Handoff with Miles Grant. A little delayed, bounces left side. Tripped up over the 30-yard line. Trevin Tapp in to help with the tackle. Lenoir-Rhyne does take the timeout, and it looks like maybe the Bears do have designs trying to make the Braves punt it away at the end of the half.
Yeah, honestly, with how the Bears offense has been rolling, though, probably don't expect too much to happen. Maybe they can try and get a big play going out of somebody, maybe a huge run by Nelson Brown or a long pass to TJ Smith. You never know, but there's strategy in everything.
Well, no kick returns for touchdowns this year for Lenoir-Rhyne. Kyle Duggar's a normal punt returner, and he had an earlier return where he creates some moves, nods, dance around a little bit, averages about 7 yards a punt return. I think more than anything, probably the biggest benefit to making the Braves punt away is just make them go through the sequence of snapping it back to the punter. You never know what could happen. A high snap back into the end zone. We saw that against Winston-Salem State earlier this year at home. And if Lenoir-Rhyne can get that as one of their coaches walks off the field singing the YMCA, that would be a big end to the half for them.
There is no place that you can go without knowing the YMCA song.
Looked like the big defensive line coach singing it back to the sideline. He's still trotting down towards the 30-yard line. 3rd and 13 from their own 31. Delayed handoff again with Grant. There's a chance to dance back inside. Here comes a flag for a hold, and that's unfortunate because Grant looks like he picks up the yardage for a first down. But this flag likely means holding and probably back it up for the Braves.
Yeah, that was a fantastic run. Even after contact, he kind of hopped and skipped his way past the first down marker. But, yeah, it's always an unfortunate and, you know, kind of disappointing to a ball carrier when they know they have a good run, they know something nice has come of it, and it gets called back for a flag.
Bigger than anything, it would have allowed the Braves to at that point take it into the locker room with the 7-3 lead locked. Lenoir-Rhyne with 10 seconds left could maybe use one more timeout if the Braves have a quick 3rd down play. Already the officials backing this up. The way back towards the 31-yard line. There's a question right now as to where this ball should be spotted. They're talking with Mike Keller on the far side, and I think they wanted him to officially say that they could pace it off and bring it back. Yep, Jason Graham does say it's a holding penalty. Another penalty against Timon McMillan. And the only guys penalized on either side have been the centers, Timon McMillan and Jalen Soto.
Yeah, and how often do you see that?
And minus a face mask penalty. I just not in a face mask penalty. But on the offensive side, The only guys penalized have been the centers.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird, especially that snap infraction. You know, the center kind of moves the ball before it's supposed to be hiked, and that's not something you see every day. But yeah, even though it's only been 2 on each side, it's manageable, but it's not something you want to see from your main guys.
3rd and very long. The short handoff with Grant, and the timeout taken quickly by Lenoir-Rhyne. Grant maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, if not lost another yard. Braves are apparently pushed back to their 23. There'll be 6 seconds left, and UNC Pembroke will have to punt it away. Lenoir-Rhyne will have a chance to set up the return. Kyle Duggar would be the return man, and it'll be interesting to see if you're Lenoir-Rhyne to even put a return man back. You don't have a return touchdown this year. Do you just want to go Yahtzee and send it all at Isaac Parks? Or what would you do here if you're the coach?
Honestly, I like that idea. Just send them all at the kicker and tell the Braves kick team, hey, block me if you can. But, yeah, without any returns for a touchdown, and once the punter touches the ball, the clock will start. And with only 6 seconds on the clock, you might not get your offense out there, to be honest.
We'll see how the Braves do with the punt unit. The special teams coach for UNC Pembroke, Shane Richardson, helps out with it. They don't have a truly dedicated special teams coach, but they're all watching back at Isaac Parks. Is return man back, and that is Kyle Duggar, the sophomore from Fayetteville, the freshman of the year in the sack 2 years ago, and the reigning sack defensive player of the week, who's also forced a fumble. Waiting on the punt from Parks. Good spiraling punt by Parks. No pressure really in his face. They try to set up the return for Duggar. Darts inside, and he is tackled at around the 50-yard line to end our first half of play. So the Braves get it off without any trouble. Duggar, the short return, but that will take us to a half in Pembroke. The Braves scored on a trick play near the end of the first quarter, and they haven't allowed any points since the opening drive for Lenoir-Rhyne. And defense reigns supreme as we head to the half on the UNCP Sports Network.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
When it comes to saving money,
What? Parents!
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting.
This is so humiliating. Be the boss.
I'm the boss.
What the?
Power nap.
You were saying. And make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips.
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
At feedthepig.org.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is. We often get the question, where does
During his UNCP days, Mike comes back for the Braves alumni basketball reunion each spring. In 2015, he worked with the Office of Alumni Engagement at the Braves Club to host a reception in Winston-Salem before the UNCP men's basketball team played Wake Forest 2 years ago. He shared his insights on building his own business during UNCP's Entrepreneurship Summit held during Installation Week for James Cummings in 2016. Unfortunately, Mike cannot join us today, but nonetheless, let's give a hand for our 2017 UNCP Young Alumni of the Year Award, Mr. Mike Robinson. And now the NAIA Outstanding Alumnus recipient, Mr. Brad Allen. Brad Allen has brought pride to UNCP through his pursuit of excellence and commitment to integrity in two vastly different types of work. Brad earned his bachelor degree in history from UNCP and later completed his master's degree from Wake Forest. His work on behalf of senior citizens began in 1998 at the Lumber River Council of Governments Area Agency on Aging as the Nutrition Program Director, and he later served as the Aging Program Administrator before later becoming President and Executive Director of North Carolina Senior Games in 2004. Brad has also distinguished himself as one of the top football officials in the nation, rising through the ranks to eventually become a referee in the Atlantic Coast Conference. In 2014, he was hired by the NFL as a referee and is currently in his fourth season in the league. Unfortunately, Brad could not join us today, but he is represented by Twyla Allen and Abigail Allen. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2017 UNCP Outstanding Alumnus recipient, Mr. Brad Allen. We would now like to recognize the newest inductees into UNCP's Athletics Hall of Fame: Mike Emanuel, Amy Locklear, Margaret Bell, Timmy Ham, and the 1978 men's cross-country team. A two-time NAIA All-American selection in basketball, Mike Emanuel played in 61 games over 2 seasons, from 1982 to 84 with the Braves, and averaged 18.9 points and 8 rebounds, pacing the black and gold. Correction, pacing the black and gold of 41-22 clip in a trip to the 1984 NAIA National Tournament in Kansas City. Over the course of 2 productive seasons at Pembroke, Emanuel connected on nearly 52% of his field goal attempts while also registering a 68% success rate from the free throw line. He finished his career at Pembroke State with 1,150 points, which ranks 26th all-time. Amy Locklear was a 3-time cross-country and track and field all-Peach Belt Conference selection for the Braves from 1993 to 96, and captured the Peach Belt's individual crown in 1993 and 94. Having secured an all-region nod as well with a 6th-place showing at the 93 NCAA Southeast Regional, Locklear still holds UNCP's full record in the 3-mile run and ranks 6th all-time with a mark of 19 minutes 3 in the 5K run at the 1994 Christopher Newport Invitational. Margaret Bell was a 3-year starter for the Braves women's basketball team from 1978 through 81 and currently ranks 7th on the program's.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. that was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
When it comes to saving money,
What?
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting. This is so humiliating.
Be the boss.
I'm the boss.
What the?
Power nap. You were saying.
And make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips.
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
At feedthepig.org.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
I got a pizza for a Todd.
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
We often get the question, where does the money go? More than 90% of NCAA revenue supports 89 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that give $2.7 billion in scholarships each year. Look around you. There are more than 450,000 student athletes competing every year, succeeding on the field, in the classroom, and in life. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? Well, now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Start a story. Adopt at theshelterpetproject.org.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me. The day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
When it comes to saving money,
What?
don't act like a baby.
Oh, it's like they're having their own little meeting.
This is so humiliating.
Be the boss.
I'm the boss.
What the?
Power nap.
You were saying.
And make a budget.
Let's get to work.
Need a little help?
Stacy, read back the notes.
I can't read. What's it say?
Create a personalized savings plan and get other tools and tips
We can share.
You obviously didn't go to business school.
at feedthepig.org.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
What you've gained as a student will be just as important to you as what you did as a player. As long as you know that you made the effort to do the best of which you're capable, there's no failure. Success on 3.
There are over 400,000 NCAA student athletes. And just about all of us will be going pro in something other than sports.
Bryant Reed with you from Grace P. Johnson Stadium. Matt Sabatis up here in the booth with us, and our WNCP TV crew here in-house as well. Big thanks to everyone involved in getting this broadcast to you on the UNCP Sports Network. And Bryant, now the question for the Braves has to be, can the defense start off strong on the second half, and will the offense be able to get more going than just a simple trick play touchdown?
Well, the answer is hopefully. Honestly, with how the Braves have been playing this year, nothing seems too certain. You never know if they're going to give up a big play that could swing momentum, or if their offense might have a breakout run, or Samson just goes crazy the second half. You never know. It's a very unpredictable team. But with the way that the game has been going today, you expect to see the defense come out strong. You expect to see Hilton get maybe one more sack. You expect to see JoJo Spann score another touchdown. So if everything goes as it's expected and as that first half story told us, then you should expect the Braves to come out with a win.
They're on pace to better their 450 yards of offense from a week ago that was a season best. They go with a short kick to the up back at the 30-yard line, and it's caught and carried out of bounds. It appeared by Jonathan Nolan. The Braves decided not to flirt with kicking it deep. They didn't want to face the return men of Xavion Huff and Jaquay Mitchell. So it'll be just past the 30-yard line for Lenoir-Rhyne to start. And the standout stat in half number 1 was the 1 for 7 on third down for Lenoir-Rhyne. The Braves did a good job getting off the field when they were in that spot.
Yeah.
They'll actually call an offsides penalty on the kickoff as well. That'll be tacked on to the end of the short kick, so great field position for Lenoir-Rhyne to start.
Yeah, but what you were talking about, the Braves have done a great job on third down. The Bears are very good at converting their third downs usually, but this game has been something that nobody expected. The Braves have been able to stand up and say, hey, we're not going to let you bully us. We're not going to be what you think we are.
So it is first down and 10. The handoff is stopped near the 35. Now there's a fumble out. Braves saying they have it. See what the officials say. They're trying to uncover the pile. This would be a huge turn of events for the Braves. They force a fumble on the first play of the second half. No, the officials come out of the mess and say that Lenoir-Rhyne was able to get back on top of it. The carry was with Xavion Huff, not Nelson Brown. And Huff able to recover his own fumble. That was a near misfire to start the half for Lenoir-Rhyne.
And it's actually very surprising to me that they are starting Huff instead of Brown. I know that neither running backs have really gotten anything going, but Brown is your back. You know, he's the one you've been sticking with all year, so why switch it up?
Flags fly at the snap. The handoff was with Bradley Jones. Stopped after a short gain. Makes you wonder if the Braves could have been offsides. They didn't blow it dead. Jason Graham talking to his line judge. It's Chris Hess. It's legal formation. Good news for UNC Pembroke. It'll back Lenoir-Rhyne up 5 yards. So keep it at second down. So 2nd and 17 upcoming. About 120 yards of offense for Lenoir-Rhyne. Not had it going offensively. A team that averages 303 yards a game. Swing it out. Missed tackle for the Braves. The catch for Jordan Brooks.
And late flag flies in too.
What if this would be a block in the back? The Braves trying to get that tackle along the near side. Dikembe Kearney got the eventual tackle. There's a lot of frustration for Lenoir-Rhyne after the play, and they're already walking back upfield. As if to say they know this flag will be on them. I think Shane Richardson trying to decide if he wants to accept it. Do you make it a second and really, really long, or do you make it 3rd and more than 10?
If I'm in his position, I'm 2nd and really, really long. There was a time in that first half to where they converted off of a, what about 1st and 20. So they've done it once. They could probably do it again. So I'll give them those extra 10 yards to work with.
There was a block in the back. It's be a 10-yard penalty paced off from the 32, the 33. And so that will take it back to the 23-yard line. It's 2nd and a mile for Lenoir-Rhyne. 2nd and 27. The opening possession of quarter number 3, and the Bears have had nothing to show points-wise since a field goal on their first possession of the afternoon. A career-long 54-yarder for Chase Alba. Jared Keller's 9 of 15 for 72 yards. He's thrown 1 interception. Dominic Sampson on the other side, 111 yards passing. E.J. Williams has the other 35 on a trick play touchdown at the end of the first quarter. Referee will wind it. Empty set, 5 wide for Keller. 4 down linemen for the Braves getting the rush on. Keller goes outside. The Braves crossed up in the secondary. Catch made for a gain of about 8 yards. It was hauled in by Xavion Hupp. Still 3rd and very long for Lenoir-Rhyne. 3rd and 18 left to go. Braves crowd not all too crazy today, but a good crowd on hand for Senior Day. They haven't had a lot to watch offensively since that first quarter. So scoreless second quarter, whistles blow before the snap, and a messy start to our second half of play. That play clock expired on Jared Keller.
Yeah, right when you get a few yards back, you give him back to the officials.
We told you coming in, penalties were not the biggest problem for these two teams, but all of a sudden it has turned into a huge issue for Lenoir-Rhyne. 8 penalties for 70 yards. Shane Richardson calling for a timeout down his side, and his coaches up top were alerting him to it. His defense was not set correctly, and so the Braves have to take the timeout on 3rd and 23, and that's a costly timeout for the Braves to have to use in this spot at 3rd and 23. That's what you'd like to have later in the game.
Most definitely. It is too early into not just the quarter, but too early into the half and too close to the game to be calling a timeout because of mental errors. A few minutes into the 3rd quarter.
We have to laugh up here in the box a little bit because we're right next to the coach's booth. We knew the timeout was going to be coming as it was being radioed down to Shane Richardson. And Richardson was hot coming off the sideline. They see the Lenoir-Rhyne team there meeting with their head coach, Mike Keller. And I don't think you want to be in either huddle right now because Keller's huddle is talking about 4 penalties to start the second half, and UNC Pembroke is talking about just trying to get their defense aligned correctly. And we're sitting 3rd and 23 from Lenoir-Rhyne's own 27. This has not been pretty football, to say the least, start half 2.
Not one bit. And, you know, I feel like it might have been more than just a little bit of a radio down there. I'm sure Coach Richardson could hear the coaches up here screaming down to him.
Even through the glass of the press box, Keller stands back, throws over the middle, finds a man. It's his leading receiver, TJ Smith, who's still shy of the first down, or that's, excuse me, not even the first down marker. That's just to get it back to 4th and 10. So it'll be 4th and 14 after the catch to TJ Smith. Did lead Lenoir-Rhyne receivers in the first half with 34 yards received. So the punt coming from Hayden Virgil back to Devin Jones.
Yeah, and it's a great start for the Braves defense. Yes, the Bears killed themselves on that offensive drive, but great job by the defense to not make any mistakes and give anything back to them.
The penalties stacked up. A great punt by Virgil that spiraled all the way down. We'll see if the officials mark it just outside of the 20. They will. The Braves take over at the 25-yard line, 1st and 10. So 3-and-out forced by UNC Pembroke. Their offense will take the field. And if you've ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name, one reason is a tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They're located next to Lumberton High School. 1st and 10 for the Braves after the 3-and-out, trying to score for the first time since the opening period. They go with the screen pass, the tunnel screen inside, and Quay 3 is all down in the backfield. Just a 2-yard loss for the Braves, but nothing going upfield on the screen.
Yeah, not at all. The defense just swarmed to that, especially after they read it.
Quay 3 for Pembroke is from Belglade, Florida. 6'3" freshman. He's targeted earlier in the first half on the receiving side of things for the Braves. He now has negative yards received. The handoff by UNC Pembroke maybe going to inch the pile back towards the line of scrimmage. Josh Sheridan stopped about the 25-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10 for the Braves, and maybe a couple 3-and-outs brewing for these two sides in half 2.
And Max Boyd.
Max Boyd in on the tackle, had the only sack of the opening half for Lenoir-Rhyne. Braves will go with a single back look, and they'll move it to the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. Sheridan still in the backfield with Dominic Sampson. 3rd down and 10 for the Braves. Sheridan trying to release upfield. Sampson's brought down. Looked like at his feet was Max Boyd with his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Yeah, he's been getting back there to get to Sampson. That's not the first time he's been in the backfield, but it's his 2nd sack. And just a whole lot of bad, to be honest, a whole lot of bad going on these first 2 possessions of either team.
Those back-to-back Brave possessions that Max Boyd has blown up with a pair of sacks, and he is the team leader for Lenoir-Rhyne with 4 this season, ahead of Amari Houston, who has 2.5. Isaac Parks to punt it away. Back to return Kyle Duggar, the safety. Spiraling punt from Parks. Duggar off to his right side, not asking for a fair catch. Keeps his feet, burns upfield over the midfield stripe. He's hit across the jaw and down to the 45-yard line. Not a bad return for Kyle Duggar to get it started. Lenoir-Rhyne will get to take over in Pembroke territory. First things first, it's got to be to avoid the penalties on the 2nd possession of the half.
Yeah, that's the main thing. You said earlier that neither of these teams were really penalized too heavily coming into this game, but the way this game has gone with penalties, you really wouldn't be able to tell.
Mike Keller, who was previously the head coach at Concord, where the Braves in fact played a week ago, losing 31-22, sends his Lenoir-Rhyne offense back out for their 2nd possession of the half. The handoff to Xavion Huff, who is in motion across the scrimmage. The Braves tried to rip the ball free. Huff scampers out of bounds after he picks up about 4 yards. Josh Manns ended up helping force him out of bounds, was more focused on trying to get the fumble first.
Yeah, and as a defender, that is something that you are taught from day one. When you go for a tackle, try and strip the ball. Secure the tackle first, then try and strip the ball. But as a receiver, running back, you're also taught and go through practice every day those ball carrying skills of just making sure that nobody can rip it from you.
Xavion Huff won the small battle, gets a handoff up the middle just off his right guard. and works it forward for a first down. That is just the 8th first down for Lenoir-Rhyne, but it starts the drive really moving into UNC Pembroke territory inside the 35. And from this distance in the first half, Lenoir-Rhyne was able to at least get a field goal off it. They'll bring Nelson Brown, who's their leading rusher on the season, back onto the field. Brown had that rough first half at just 28 yards rushing.
Yeah, and, you know, maybe they held him out the game just so he can read the defense a little bit, so they might be able to explain what's going on. But you never know.
They go with that same sweeping play to Hicks. Came across the line to get the handoff, and this time Mans takes him down without trouble, winning that battle. Huff the short carry, nearing the 30-yard line.
2nd and 8.
That's nice open field tackling by Mans, a redshirt junior from Durham. Here the Braves defense hollering to the guys on the field. The Code Black defense not allowed a touchdown in the first half. Braves holding a lead in a game for their 3rd consecutive game, but they have not won the last 2. The handoff with Brown gets popped hard, keeps his feet, keeps moving, and the pile shifting all the way over the markers for a first down.
Yeah, and that was great job by Nelson Brown. After contact, I believe was from Dikembe Kearney, just came flying in there and laid one on him. But Nelson is a very nice size, standing at 5'11", 195. So that was really nothing to him as he kept on turning those feet.
His first carry of the second half nets Lenoir-Rhyne a first down and sitting just outside of the red zone. Lenoir-Rhyne has not been in the red zone against UNC Pembroke so far. Bears 18-21 on the year when they get into the red zone. It's 86% conversion rate, and 16 of the 18 scores have been touchdowns. Hicks off the left side, big sweep out. He might go all the way over the 5, just tripped up shy of the goal line. Xavion Hicks could almost taste the end zone, but Xavion Huff rather could almost taste the end zone, but he's down just outside of the goal line.
Yeah, and it looks like the Lenoir-Rhyne has really found their thing to keep them going. They've started to show a lot more of those sweeps to Huff and just trying to get outside of the defense, because really the meat and the heart of the Braves defense is that D-line, like we were saying earlier.
Saw the coaches there. Look like they're reeling in a fish. This is the power eye. 4 men right there. Handoff with Brown. He shoves right up into the middle seam, trying to push his center. The Braves get the better push from their defensive line.
And there's a helmet on the field, too.
Push right back. Whoever lost that helmet will have to come off. It's an offensive lineman, Cameron Hodges, the right guard, who will have to sit for a play. Maybe expect a ball to go to the left side for Lenoir-Rhyne now in the second down play. Second down and ball at the 2-yard line. 2nd and goal situation. The Braves bringing in their heavy hitters. Cameron Williams for Chris Plotch. Still the power eye for Lenoir-Rhyne. 3 backs behind Keller. Hands off with Brown once again. Braves trying to swallow it up. Brown on second effort is into the end zone, and Lenoir-Rhyne will take its first lead since the end of the first quarter.
Lenoir-Rhyne touchdown.
That was a great second effort by Nelson Brown. Wow. He clearly got stopped behind the line on the initial contact and then just kept pushing and made a second effort dive into the end zone.
Well, he is hungry now as he helps cash in the 7-play, 45-yard scoring drive, capping it with the 2-yard run. It's Chase Albaugh for the extra point. He's 12 of 14 on PATs this year, and his 15 is good for the Bears. They take the lead back just over halfway through our third quarter of play, and it was a 45-yard scoring drive to do it. We'll take a timeout and come back right after this on the UNCP Sports Network. How will UNC Pembroke respond? It was a scoring drive for Lenoir-Rhyne, now a 10-7 lead for the visiting Bears on homecoming in Pembroke. Just just over halfway through the third quarter. Trevor Williams, Bryant Reed, the rest of our great WNCP TV and UNCP Sports Network crew with you. Braves in the kickoff return. Will be sent away by Hayden Bergio. The high kick to be fielded right side by Devin Jones, bursting outside the hashes, trying to get towards the 25. Lenoir-Rhyne trying to wrestle it away. And there's a lot of chippiness as Jones gets up, and his Braves want to have a momentum-setting drive now in the third quarter, try to get some of this back for the offense who hasn't scored since the first.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Lenoir-Rhyne's first possession of the second half was very poor, and so was the Braves. Lenoir-Rhyne came out and figured what they did wrong, and just had great field position to start out with, but then drove it down the Braves' throat. Let's see if the Braves can do the same thing.
Devin Jones went 20 yards on the return out to the 23-yard line. That's where Dominic Sampson and the Braves start with the football. Handoff goes with Miles Grant, tries to cut direction back inside, and he is just thrown down to the turf, almost pile-driven to the ground at the 25. The short carry for Grant, and he takes the big-time hit at the end. This Lenoir-Rhyne defense has got to be feeling like it's got some new life now with its first lead since the first quarter.
Yeah, Miles Grant, let's see what he can do this half. A subpar first half, really, only 45 yards on 11 carries, so we'll see if the Braves offense can get something going, especially with the run game.
Sampson, that 6'5" redshirt freshman, standing back tall in the pocket, faces some pressure, gets it over to Williams in the middle of the field. Williams continues to bring it near side for the big first down pickup. Looks like an 18-yard catch for E.J. Williams. The Braves moving on their second possession.
And the way that the Braves receivers have been able to get open has been very good this game. They just keep finding holes in the zone or being able to beat their man. And Sampson is doing a great job of standing in the pocket and just handling this pressure.
Sampson's hit 9 different targets for 160 yards. E.J. Williams has 20 of them. Handoff with Grant. He works the pile a little bit upfield before being brought down for a 2-yard carry. Again, it's a host of Bears to meet him. Second and about 8 coming up for the Braves. Outside of one interception for Dominic Sampson, he's had a pretty good afternoon, Bryant. The interception went through the hands of E.J. Williams in the first half. A little bit of a high ball, but for the most part, he's done a good job taking care of the football and avoiding the sack.
Yeah, you are really right about that one. And 13 for 23, 125 yards. And like you said, other than that interception, it's been going very well. And make that 14 for 24. And it seems like he's starting to get a rhythm in this game. He's starting to get it going to where he might not have had one before or in previous games. You can tell that he's starting to get a little bit more comfortable.
Isaiah Eller had the catch. There's a flag down on the play. Eller would have been over the first down markers. Line judge near side says it would have been on the opponent's 46, and Lenoir-Rhyne already signaling that it is against UNC Pembroke. We'll see what the call is from Jason Graham. Once you know, Timon McMillan has been called for another penalty, a hands to the face this time, and they've certainly had their eyes on the Braves center, have these referees, as most all of the UNC Pembroke penalties have been charged to Timon McMillan.
Yeah, the official standing right over the ball right now is just keeping his eyes on the offense and defensive line. And he's not letting anything go.
2nd and 22 from the 29. There's that back judge who's been in there. Now whistles blow again, flags fly. The clock was ticking down, that play clock.
And it looked like a little bit of everybody moved.
And both sides pointing at each other, but Lenoir-Rhyne clapping their hands and saying it's against UNC Pembroke. So remember, the Bears were bit by the penalty bug at the beginning of the first drive of the second half, and that finally an offensive line penalty that's not against Timon McMillan. It was against Gage Baldwin, the right tackle with the false start. This is a nightmare for the Braves. 2nd and 27 at their own 24. Sampson has the ball batted up, a chance to intercept it, and it's in and out of the hands of the big man, Dan Aluba. who almost went full extension for the interception off the deflected pass.
Yeah, that's actually the second deflected pass, I want to say, by Sam Camargo. And as soon as he's coming off that edge, he's going up in the air. And as soon as that ball got tipped, I'm sure Sampson said a few prayers to make sure that didn't get picked.
It's actually Sherrod Williams, the linebacker. Camargo, the tight end on the other side. Miles Grant dropped in the backfield for a huge loss. Another 6 yards back for the Braves. And that was an ugly possession. The penalties shot UNC Pembroke in the foot. 4th and 33 at UNCP's own 18. They'll be forced to punt it away. Lenoir-Rhyne starting to feel like they're building a bit of momentum, and this crowd is on pins and needles.
And one thing that the Braves did well that first half was make sure that Lenoir-Rhyne was on their half of the field when they started their drive. And now they just keep starting on what, after this punt, is probably going to be the Braves.
4th and 33, the high punt sent back. It's be caught by Kyle Duggar. Tries to dance inside of a tackler, does, gains a little bit of room outside, still trying to keep his feet, and finally his knee does tap the grass as Colton Weeks just was able to interrupt the run enough for Duggar. And a few words for the official. He thought he had kept his feet, but ruled down at about the 34, and that's where Lenoir-Rhyne will start with it, with 3:23 left in the third quarter. Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke's varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for our student athletes. Offense getting a stern talking to after the tough possession. Lenoir-Rhyne returns back to the field, coming off a touchdown drive of 7 plays and 45 yards. Nelson Brown helped cap it. He, along with 2 other backs, were split to the sides of Jared Keller. He'll take it from behind, get a good lead block off the left side, try to keep pushing it forward. Does for a few yards. He got out, ran behind Jordan Mann. Whistles come in late. There's an offensive lineman in pain for Lenoir-Rhyne.
I don't know about you, but I can't really tell who it is on the ground right now.
They're attending to an offensive lineman is this Lenoir-Rhyne athletic training staff. We're still trying to get a look at the number of the big man down. Could be, it is Ryan Henry, the left guard, a 6'2", 285-pound senior from Richmond, Virginia. Helped to his feet and will walk off semi under his own power. Lenoir-Rhyne's offense coming together into a huddle on the far side after 4 yards on the rush from Nelson Brown. Kimbe Kearney and Colton Weeks had the tackle. Becomes a very important defensive possession for UNC Pembroke. How will they respond after the good field position set Lenoir-Rhyne up to score? Still got that full house look. Fake handoff with Brown. Now looking downfield. Keller trying to hit a streaking receiver far side. Wanted TJ Smith. Some hand fighting, and Sean Everett able to keep Smith at bay as he can't get to the ball down the sideline. It's pretty good coverage by Everett downfield, who already had a pick this afternoon back in the first half.
That was great coverage. Way to keep yourself in between. Well, excuse me. Way to keep the receiver in between yourself and the sideline. It really gave him no room to work, no room to maybe force a penalty or a holding, or even go up for the pass to attempt to make that catch.
3rd and 6 of the 38. Keller's got 5 wide receivers. Starts to his right side, looks over the middle, hit the right hand of Jordan Brooks, but just out of his reach. And the Braves defense once again on 3rd down holds, and they have forced Lenoir-Rhyne to 1 for 9 on 3rd down. Of course, that doesn't tell you a lot about the last possession when Lenoir-Rhyne didn't face a 3rd down in their 45-yard drive, but a great way to bounce back for the Braves defense. They will force Bergiel to punt away to Devin Jones. Jones hasn't done a ton in the punt return game today. Just waiting on the punt. Hine fading to the far side. As soon as he catches it, he's met by Bears and hits the turf just past the 15-yard line. So UNC Pembroke will start there with an offensive possession, and We've seen this story before. Lenoir-Rhyne came off a possession in which it was littered with penalties. The Braves have to do the same thing now, and with that young offensive line, there have been some mistakes. Those kind of things that are going to drive Shane Richardson crazy.
Yeah, but you said it right there, young, and that they're going to have to live with these mistakes. They're going to have to not just live with them, but learn from them, which is the most important thing. And you never know. Next game, they might come out a little better. The game after that, a little better. Then next season, they come out, and hopefully they'll be one of the least penalized teams against all the teams they play against.
Shane Richardson hoping that this 5 freshman offensive line will get together still in this game. Braves very much in it, only down by 3. Josh Sheridan starting the drive with a carry, moving near the 20-yard line. Landon Scott a part of the tackles, ball spot at the 19. E.J. Williams coming back on for the Braves. Isaiah Eller, Jalen Nixon off the field. Braves also bring back in a fullback in Devontae Campbell at a catch in the first half. E.J. Williams, you see on the left side of your screen. To your left of the quarterback, the only one with a passing touchdown in the opening half. Pretty good when you beat both quarterbacks for a passing TD and you're a wideout.
I was thinking the exact same thing.
Sampson looking for Threet, throws it at his feet. There was some pressure in the backfield. Also covering Threet was Trevin Tapp. Pass was hurried. It's 3rd and 7. Lenoir-Rhyne's defense getting it together, and really they've been there all day except for that one broken coverage on the Braves' trick play through E.J. Williams.
Yeah, not too much has been wrong with Lenoir-Rhyne's defense. They've held their own in this game. But like you said, that one trick play can get any defense.
And when it mattered, I mean, they haven't let the Braves into the red zone. Lenoir-Rhyne's been in the red zone once and scored. Sampson with a ton of pressure, hit as he throws it out of bounds to the far side, way up over the head of JoJo Spann, and a quick 3-and-out for the Braves. We'll send it to a punt. That's you're starting to see that defensive line win the battle for Lenoir-Rhyne. When they get into that backfield, it's been tough for the redshirt freshman quarterback to find time to throw.
It really has. And it's not just this game that it's been throughout the season, really. He's had a hard time being able to just set his feet, observe the field, and make a nice quality throw.
So Kyle Duggar will be waiting on the punt return. Averages about 7 a punt return. Braves talking about it back on the sideline after another 3-and-out. E.J. Williams, wide receiver, frustrated. Pressure on Parks, gets the punt up. Duggar asking for a fair catch, comes in, and he'll haul it in just outside of the 45, where Lenoir-Rhyne can start a possession. And that is dangerously close to where their possession 2 times ago started from 45 out and resulted in their first touchdown of the afternoon. It's a big opportunity for Mike Keller and his offense to go down the field. This head coach has got to be looking for points here to try to add a little separation to what's now a game starting to tip it in Lenoir-Rhyne's favor.
Yeah, for both of these teams, this game has just been a little closer than you want it to be. You expect a tough game coming in, but, you know, they've both made good plays on both sides of the ball, and now they're just looking for that one breakout play.
Another sweep for Huff, and that play has worked just about every time Lenoir-Rhyne has gone to it. And they love to bring Xavion Huff across in motion. And the native of Maiden, North Carolina, he's just 5 feet 8 inches tall. Maybe it helps him sneak in behind that big offensive line, as Huff now becomes the leading rusher for all sides of this game. 56 yards on the ground after the first down carry of 12 yards.
Yeah, and Huff he can scamper around those corners. Once he gets that ball, he's no stranger to being able to find the hole and get at least 8 yards.
1 minute left in the third quarter. Jared Keller under center. Huff in motion. They fake it that way, go with Brown instead. Tries to dance around the middle of the field. Braves finally meet him, pile him up, and push him back. Not before Brown gets 5 yards. Inside the 30, Lenoir-Rhyne, and you can feel the Bears know this is an important drive, sitting at 3-4 in the season, trying to get back to 500, and would you believe, trying to win back-to-back games for the first time since 2015.
Yeah, that stat is just absolutely wild. That's what, 2 seasons that you haven't won back-to-back games. How many teams can really say that? That's not something you see too often.
Lenoir-Rhyne hoping to be on the verge of breaking that. Jared Keller directing traffic with Just a few ticks left in the quarter. Hands off with Brown, off tackle, left side. Plenty of room to run. Has the first down and more. And into the red zone, Lenoir-Rhyne will be for a second time tonight. And that is where they will start the fourth quarter once a couple more ticks come off. And it will take us to our fourth quarter of action in Pembroke. Lenoir-Rhyne uses the best offensive possession of the third quarter to take back the reins in this homecoming contest. It's 10-7 Bears. We'll be back with the fourth quarter after this on the UNCP Sports Network.
Connect with Brave Nation, the student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Use the app to earn points by checking in at select events. Follow the action and watch the Braves live.
In the 109th minute, the Braves come up with the victory.
Don't forget to check in at events to earn points. More points equals more prizes and chances to be selected for in-game promotions. Set up notifications on your phone so you don't miss out on exclusive experiences. Share your check-ins with friends on social media and keep earning points. Download the app, attend events, and get rewarded.
Welcome back to Pembroke, North Carolina, where it is 10-7 headed to the fourth quarter. The presentations here on homecoming night. The Braves hoping it'll be a come-from-behind victory on senior night. Lenoir-Rhyne, though, driving to start the fourth quarter. We remind you, when UNC athletes train in complete Scotland healthcare system, will be part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina's Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander. Their specialists will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far. So fourth quarter ready to start off. It's been 3 runs on the drive for Lenoir-Rhyne, a total of 27 yards to get it started. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to sweep with Huff outside. This time the Braves have it snuffed out. There's continuing to drive Huff back. He stays off tackle, a monster block laid back down. So the Braves were trying to chase with Jordan Howard, but he was just tossed to the turf. A huge backside block. Bottom line, though, a loss of yards on the play.
Yeah, the block is the one that gets the attention, of course, but the loss on the play is really the only thing that matters. It's good to see that the Braves have, well, although it was just one run, it's good to see that the Braves recognized it and were able to stop it before it could even get started.
Second down and 18 from the 27-yard line. Snap back, Keller pressured, and he's taken down. The sack for the Braves, causing problems in the backfield, was Michael Clark.
Yeah, and the quarterback, Keller, for the Bears was trying to do a throwback, it looked like, but the receiver he was trying to throw to was double covered in the end zone.
Well, the Braves, good coverage downfield. The officials calling a legal man downfield. The Braves will very understandably decline that. Third down at 25, and these two sides have been playing behind the sticks almost the entire second half.
Yeah,
there are not a lot of plays in the playbook for 3rd and 25.
Of course not. And see, the thing, behind the sticks, we're not talking about 3rd and 15, 2nd and 12. We are talking about 2nd and 3rd and over 20. That's terrible.
3 wide, 2 back in the shotgun set. Braves trying to force maybe at the worst a field goal. Alpha Lamine gets a hand up, met right away. The Braves have Michael Clark knocking down Jordan Brooks, and he has only the short gain. It's a couple big back-to-back plays by Michael Clark, and it's decision time for Lenoir-Rhyne. He already had a 54-yard field goal earlier. Slight breeze to go into. And from deep in UNCP territory right now, the quarterback coming back out for Lenoir-Rhyne. You'd have to think pooch kick in this spot at 4th and 23.
That's the only thing that makes sense at this point. Because, well, I would go for the field goal.
From the 32, Keller's going to try to throw. He wants to unload down towards the end zone, and the Braves able to break up the pass. It was intended for Jordan Brooks. Down the center seam, and the pass breakup for UNC Pembroke credited to James Martin. Pretty good work there by the young defensive back, and a head scratcher for Lenoir-Rhyne. They tried 4th and 23, and that's going to be tough to convert every time.
It really is, and honestly, head scratcher is right. I don't know why their coach would go for that on 4th and 23. But at the end of the day, the way that this offense, the Braves offense, has been moving the ball, which is not very well in the second half, I guess you figure why not.
Says a lot about the trust that Lenoir-Rhyne has in its defense, which has not wavered since the trick play back in the first quarter. Handoff to Miles Grant outside left. He's touched by one, flags fly. Grant's down behind the line of scrimmage. The first to get to him was Anthony Brown. We'll sort it out, see what the flag is. Grant's adjusting his face mask again, asking for that penalty. He's pointing to referees on both sides, and the defensive line coach, Brian Hill, for Lenoir-Rhyne. He was dancing the YMCA earlier, but he's not happy right now. It was against the defensive face mask penalty called against Anthony Brown, who was the first to get to Miles Grant. You saw Grant, the shifty move, all of a sudden the hand goes up, and boom, it's in the groove.
Yeah, and sometimes face masks are not usually on purpose. It can be caused by a shifty move or just being blocked, and you just want to grab whatever you can on the ball carrier.
Lobs it near side to Sampson to E.J. Williams. Room for the first down and more before he's brought down by Kyle Duggar. There's that second team all-SAC member and the clean open field tackle. He's had the forced fumble as well. Duggar's had a good day on this defense.
He has, and you know, it's nothing but expected, really. You honestly won't see any high praise or anything significant because this is what he is expected to do.
Braves bottled up. Miles Grant just whipped to the turf at the 45. Loss of 3 yards, blown up in the backfield. Lenoir-Rhyne continues to cause trouble on that offensive line.
Yeah, Sherrod Williams was just in the backfield before Sampson even had a chance to give the ball up.
15 drives in this game have ended in punts, and we've had 24 drives. We've also had 1 on downs and 3 turnovers. Not a lot offensively. Over to the Braves target, Jalen Nixon. It goes near the 40. Short gain back, gets it inside at 3rd and 10, but still a big play upcoming at 3rd and 8 for the Braves. At the 40 of Lenoir-Rhyne, how early in the 4th quarter do you start getting worried if you're Shane Richardson and the Braves about trimming this 3-point deficit?
Well, it all depends, really. If the Braves keep having possessions like this where they've been able to drive a little bit, then you're not too worried.
Now definitely not worried. Lots of green grass for Miles Grant. Dances outside, keeps his feet. Maybe has one more block from Span. Still up. He's in for 6. Miles Grant, the 40-yard touchdown run, and the Braves surge back in front.
What a beautiful run by Miles Grant, bouncing into the outside and just outrunning all of the defenders who were chasing after him and breaking the tackle for those last 5 yards to get into the end zone. Absolutely fantastic.
What a carry by Miles Grant. 40 yards to cap a 5-play, 68-yard scoring drive, and that psychs up the Braves sideline. Their first scoring possession since the opening quarter, and the extra point from Alex Alvarado is up and good. The Braves lead it 14-10. Whistles come late after the play, and there is a flag down. We'll wait to see if this PAT stands.
The game-winning play for any tailgate is visiting your local Bojangles.
Officials asking UNCP what they want to do. And this would be interesting. If Shane Richardson took it, you could talk about going for 2 from a shorter distance, but it looks like he's going to say just decline it anyways, take the extra point. You're already up by past a field goal, guaranteed to have a 4-point lead, so he'll take that, and the Braves have the 14-10 lead early on in our 4th quarter of play. Lummi River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run, and with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interests of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference in how their co-op earns the trust of members every day. So following the touchdown drive for the Braves, they will kick it off to Lenoir-Rhyne, and all of a sudden this becomes a back-and-forth game down the stretch. That was the Braves' first touchdown in a string of 7 possessions that started with back-to-back turnovers and then 5 straight punts. It's nice to get the monkey off the back there for UNCP.
Yeah, it really is. What a roller coaster of a game it's been since that time that they scored. But that was, like we said earlier, a beautiful run by Myles Grant. And now the question is, okay, should Coach Richardson be worried about the offense? It's, okay, can Coach Black stop this Lenoir-Rhyne offense?
At 78 yards, Myles Grant's over 300 for the season. Braves will go with the short kick again. Lenoir-Rhyne a little more prep for it this time. Great tackle downfield. Bikembe Kearney leads the charge along with Devontae Gamble. And those Gunners did a fantastic job of pulling down Tylen Adams for the short carry on the kickoff. And it's at Lenoir-Rhyne's own 30 to start the possession.
Yeah, let's see. Lenoir-Rhyne has had very good starts to their drives recently, and now they're starting on their own 30-yard line. And if they can work up a drive, then great for them. But if not, then the momentum definitely swings in this Braves way.
Play action off to the right side. Keller downfield. The referee's saying that ball is out of bounds. Being chased over to the boundary was Saheem Brooks on the coverage for UNC Pembroke, Trayvon Gibson. So 2nd and 10. Ball still at the 30 for Lenoir-Rhyne. Defensive line getting set. Braves shifting around the linebackers. A little press coverage, both sides of the field. Play action, keeping it Keller. Tries to hit his tight end and the ball knocked loose. Looked like it was a big pass breakup by Josh Manns. He's had a couple big tackles. Knocks the ball right out.
Yeah, Josh Manns starting to become very important in this game for the Braves, being very disruptive as of late.
Josh Manns, Bikembe Kearney, they have had excellent nights in the secondary. 3rd and 10, Lenoir-Rhyne at its own 30. Was the favorite tight end target of Keller, Sam Camargo, that he tried to go to. Pressure is there. The pocket collapses. Dumping off to Brown is Keller. Room for Brown to go. He's got a first down, and he is taken down by Bikembe Kearney. Not before getting across to the 40-yard line. Lenoir-Rhyne with a fresh set of downs. Chance to mount the offensive possession. Lenoir-Rhyne, they scored with 6:48 left in the 3rd quarter. Then they went a punt and a turnover on downs, trying to convert 4th and 23, their last possession from deep in Braves territory at the 32. They're on their own 43 now. Keller calling for the snap. Hands off with another change of backs of Bradley Jones into a pile of Braves. Jones pushed back. Forward progress was stopped. The Braves say they ripped it free. Bikembe Kearney pleading his case, but forward progress for Jones already stopped after 3 yards.
Bikembe Kearney is starting to become a household name in today's broadcast. He's just starting to become the jack of all trades. We've seen him make plays on defense and special teams. And you never know, after that first touchdown, maybe we'll see him on offense.
Redshirt sophomore with 9 tackles, 2.5 for loss. Snap back to Keller. Hands it off, left side, Braves blow it up in the backfield. Ball was on the turf. UNCP says they have it. The officials have stopped forward progress apparently back near the line of scrimmage. That time the carry was for Darnell Jackson, going nowhere. A couple Braves leading the attack to that party. Jordan Howard, one of them. This sideline is fired up. 3rd and 9.
Yeah, they are excited. And honestly, from this angle, I thought it was a fumble too.
The officials said progress was stopped. Braves wanting to make another third down stop this afternoon. Again, they blow up the pocket. The throw tipped high in the air, and it's picked off by the Braves. Running it down for UNC Pembroke, and on the return is Trayvon Gibson, and he's pulled out of bounds. The tip drill interception, and the Braves take over.
Wow. That is what you love to see. That is what defenses work on all the time. Keller thought that he had the receiver in the seam, and I did too. What a great possession. What a great play to jump up and tip the ball, and even better hands off the tip to catch the ball and bring it back the Braves' way. That was absolutely fantastic. This is what the Braves needed. After that touchdown, it almost looked like the Bears wanted to drive, but fantastic for the Braves to stop that and bring momentum their way.
A second tip drill interception for UNC Pembroke. And there is a personal foul to be tacked on to the end of the play as well. Move the ball 15 yards forward, and it was the center, Jalen Soto, who was heavily penalized in the first half, committing the foul after the play to add 15 yards onto the interception return. So into Lenoir-Rhyne territory goes UNC Pembroke, and the offense wants to get some points off turnovers now. UNC Pembroke has not scored any points off of turnovers in the contest. Officials meeting to make sure everything is set up correctly at the 45, and now they're bringing the ball back as they re-spotted that personal foul penalty. They had to get it spotted from where the penalty occurred. Apparently they're going to say it was a live ball personal foul. So 1st and 10 for the Braves, now on their own side of the field at the 49 following the interception. 13-yard return on the pick for Trayvon Gibson. Dancing around Miles Grant had the big 40-yard touchdown rush on his last carry. Picks up 3 this time, and into LR territory goes UNCP.
And why not just keep giving the big man the ball? You know, after the finish of last possession, why not just get 3 and 4 yards? And we talked earlier about the Bears wearing down the Braves defense. Well, you never know. It might start to be the opposite way around. The Braves look like they might start to be slowly eating away at this Lenoir-Rhyne defense.
Grant waiting. Offset with Sampson. Takes the carry. Gets ahead of steam towards the markers. Tackle eventually made by Quentin Hayes. Grant just a little shy of the sticks. Hayes, the leading tackler for Lenoir-Rhyne, with 10. They get 3rd and 2. You go to Miles Grant one more time. Dominic Sampson's thrown the ball all right today. Braves have forced a couple interceptions. Sampson has thrown 1, and it was out of the hands of E.J. Williams. Braves going to try to go for a quick snap. Trying to catch Lenoir-Rhyne off guard. They go to JoJo Span, swinging it outside. Span's upfield, has the first down. There's a lot of hand fighting for the ball. Span falls out of bounds, and he keeps hold of the football as well. First down, Braves.
Yep, and that's all you need. Great pace change by the Braves to go for a quick snap, and then just a little screen play to Span. And all you needed was 2 yards to get the first down. He did a whole lot more than that.
You see that clock continue to tick for UNC Pembroke as well. Fresh set of downs at the 37. Handoff with Josh Sheridan, working left side, able to keep his feet for a moment before the official said his knee grazed the turf. Helmet comes off for Max Boyd, who had a couple sacks in this contest. Braves have had 2 sacks as well. Their defense coming up big on the last possession with the interception. Sean Everett, Trayvon Gibson. Both corners with interceptions today on the left and the right sides. Crowd relaxed, staying quiet for the Pembroke offense as they go on the attack. Handoff is with Sheridan. Tries to step inside. Picks up another couple of yards. 3rd and 5 coming up. Maybe a chance for Sampson to go to the
Yeah, if they don't get this first down, I'm not 100% sure, but you think we could see the field goal unit?
you wonder with Alex Alvarado on the season. He is 4 for 4 in field goals along a 46. The wind at his back a little bit. You could start to talk about it if he picked up 2 more yards. As it sits right now, he'd be looking at a career long of 49 if it goes to the field. 4 wide for Dominic Sampson. He's waiting to get the final play decision. Josh Sheridan will move over to his left side. JoJo Spann, bottom of the screen. E.J. Williams in the slot to his left. Throws off his back foot. Shimon Hicks brings it in off the bounce. So 4th down, and we'll see just what kind of legs Shane Richardson and the Braves think Alex Alvarado has with a slight wind at his back. One of the telltale signs, I feel like, is that Alvarado was not kicking up in the stationary net along the near side. The Braves are sending the punt team out after it looked like a short deliberation. Remember, they missed 3 4th down conversions last week in a 9-point loss on the road at Concord. Despite a season-best 454 yards of offense. They're at 330 tonight, outgaining Lenoir-Rhyne by 117 yards. Still only a 4-point lead to show for it. The Braves take the delay of game penalty, and this is by design to try to give a little more room for Isaac Parks to pin it back.
Yeah. Hopefully with those 5 yards, it'll make a difference in where this ball ends up. You want to try and get it in. Of course, you want to get inside of the 20, but even better than that, you want to try and get it inside of the 10.
Shane Richardson looking on at his punter Parks. Lenoir-Rhyne shifting. Parks waiting for the snap. Has it right at the 50. Kicks it high in the air. Definitely inside the 20. It's up to his men downfield to try to down it. And it just evades the grasp downfield of Robert Beecham into the end zone. And we will take it to a timeout. 1st and 10 for Lenoir-Rhyne at the 20-yard line. Remind you, this broadcast is brought to you by the LREMC, and they belong to the members they serve. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. With members in charge, you can feel confident the decisions made are in your best interest, the best interest of your community. 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line for Lenoir-Rhyne. 5:08 left to go for the Bears. This drive has to feel like one of the last-ditch efforts. If this takes a few minutes, they're going to want it to end with not just points, but 7 points.
Yeah, you have no choice for it to end with anything but 7 points. Because if you take a while to drive, if you do take a while to drive down the field, then chances are that this clock is going to be down to 2 minutes, maybe less, and you can't afford a field goal because you're already down by 4 points.
Xavion Huff on the sweeper play to that wide side. Couldn't get more than back to the line of scrimmage. Braves swapping on Cameron Williams in just the last second. 3 wide for Lenoir-Rhyne. Passing is not the key to their attack. They're probably going to have to go to the air. It's tipped up by the Braves. Lands harmlessly on the turf, although Cameron Williams was looking for it. They say Cyrus Stanbeck got the pass breakup, tipping it to the sky. And this Braves defense, they have been on point today. The only drive they allowed started in their own territory.
Yeah, and going back to the beginning of the season, when this Braves team was ranked, this is what everybody expected from them. Low-scoring games from the other teams because this defense was supposed to be that good. Now, they haven't really lived up to those expectations as...
Then plays off the side, Tajay Lyles gets the sack. Make it 4th and very long, 4th and 16. And what a sack by Tajay Lyles. Blind side of the quarterback. Braves defense add another sack on to the total. 3 for the Braves now. Lyles, Tyler Hinton, and of course, the 3rd was for Michael Clark, who had the big back-to-back tackles. The Braves started this entire comeback. Ball nearly hit the turf for the punter, Bergil. Just gets it up. Devin Jones backstepping with it, lets it bounce. It gets a good roll down towards the 35 and out of bounds. So quick 3 and out forced by the defense. Now the offense can try to drain some clock, and if they add points to it, that's going to be a cherry on top for head coach Shane Richardson and his Braves.
You are right about that. Just look for a heavy dose of Miles Grant and Josh Sheridan as we go through with this last 4 minutes. As long as they can keep getting yards and get the first downs, they can run this clock out. Even though the Bears have all of their timeouts, they can run this clock out.
Shane Richardson talked separately to his offensive line before they took the field for what could be the final offensive possession for the Braves this evening, leading by 4 points in the fourth quarter. Right now, a 40-yard Miles Grant touchdown rush the difference. He gets a great carry to start this possession over the first down marker. Right about a 10-yard gain. He was smushed hard at the end, but a first down for the Braves.
Yeah, great job weaving in and out of the linemen and the tacklers. And he wanted to break it, jumping up and down after that play. There's just something about when you have the ball, you can feel when you are about to break a big one or you're about to have a nice run. It just all comes to you. Everything seems to be in place.
He's about ready to go over the century mark. He's at 96 yards rushing now as Miles Grant. The Braves 156 yards on the ground. Remember, they average only 108 a contest. And you bet they're going to try to tack on to that number late in this fourth quarter. Again, the handoff with Grant continues to pull the pile nearing the midfield stripe. He's down in a mess of a pile. A few yards for the Braves, continue it on. Close to 4 yards on the play. This could be a good day for UNC Pembroke Athletics. Earlier, Matt Sabatis had the call. Soccer's victory, 1-0 in overtime over Young Harris. The Braves will be hosting in the PBC tournament come Halloween night on Tuesday. Football trying to pick up its first home win of the year and second win. It would be the Braves' first win since September 9th. They set a program best, 66 points on the road at Elizabeth City State, 66-14 shellacking. Hand off to Grant. He is touched in the backfield, slowing him down and into the pile. Max Boyd will only allow Grant to get back to the line of scrimmage. Extra whistles come flying in. Maybe a timeout for Lenoir-Rhyne. Looks like they will take that timeout. The first taken by the visitors in the second half. Clock stopped at 2 minutes and 10 seconds. They're adding a few seconds back on. They've talked the officials up top. 2:15 on the clock. So Lenoir-Rhyne wants to ensure it has enough time to run a 2-minute drill. How conservative are you here, Bryant? 3rd and 6 in the 49. A first down really puts a lot of pressure on Lenoir-Rhyne, but you certainly don't want to turn it over near midfield.
This is true. Honestly, I'd trust Miles Grant, Josh Sheridan, whichever running back they choose to use to maybe not get the first down necessarily, but get enough yards to, make it a punt to where you have the opportunity of pinning them inside again. 2 punts have gone into the back of the end zone for touchbacks, but still, in that case, Lenoir-Rhyne is still starting on their side of the field. They still have 75, 80 yards to drive. And with the way this defense is playing, I will give the Braves a chance to stop their offense from scoring any day.
We'll find out. 3rd and 6. Even better would be if the Braves backs could carry it for a first down. They will go to the air instead. Dominic Sampson going to JoJo Span. Caught for a first down. Sat Span down right off his back shoulder, and Dominic Sampson connects with his 5th-year senior to move the chains at a critical juncture.
Yeah, and way to come back to the ball by Span. It was a little behind him, but way to move your body after coming out that comeback route. And just fantastic. The Braves don't seem to be looking to just run out the clock. They want to make sure that they sealed this victory with another score.
Now you start playing that clock game, and Shane Richardson saying, huddle up, please. 15 seconds left on the play clock, and we're under 2. Lenoir-Rhyne can only stop it 2 more times with a timeout. There are many people better at math than me, but it's getting close to the Braves being able to run it out. Certainly another first down would be damaging. And a great carry on first down by Josh Sheridan. Picks up the first 3 yards the Braves need. Timeout taken by Lenoir-Rhyne. They're down to 1 remaining with 1 minute and 26 seconds. Wouldn't it be fitting for the Braves on a night in which rushing has ruled? 163 yards on the ground to 193 through the air, but their latest pass to JoJo Span might be the one that makes one of the biggest differences in this game in terms of getting that critical first down.
Yeah, I really agree with you on that one, because the later into the game, the more you expect a team that is up to start running the ball and to start trying to wear down the clock. But that was a good call. Go for the pass. Don't try and do too much with it, just enough to get a first down and entrust your receivers. A quarterback can't really be anything if you don't trust your receivers. So that was a fantastic job.
Minute 26 left. Braves talking about it. They're likely to keep it on the ground now from here on out. At least on this next play, force Lenoir-Rhyne into its final timeout. Then if you wanted to be really gutsy, you could roll the dice and try to pass one more time, put it out of reach. A first down for the Braves would all but do it. They have Josh Sheridan in the backfield behind Dominic Sampson, a lead blocker off to the left side for the Braves as well. Fullback and tight end to the left. Flags fly at the snap. Looks like an offsides penalty against, or a false start penalty rather, against UNC Pembroke. They wanted to rush out left side with Devontae Gamble and also Jalen Nixon working over there. And boy, this is critical. Legal substitution against Lenoir-Rhyne. They count 11 on the field. Didn't see a 12th run off, but they must have broken the huddle with too many, or they had to have broken the huddle with too many players. No, there is the 12th running off the field. They did have too many men on the field. So the guy running off finally was Eric Jackson. And now it's 2nd and 2. A first down essentially could all but win it for the Braves. Handoff with Sheridan. Redirects to his left side, and he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Max Boyd got the big push. Important stop for now for Lenoir-Rhyne. The clock is stopped. Yep, final timeout. So it's going to come down to a 3rd and 2 play for the Braves. And if they can pick up 2 yards behind a 5-freshman offensive line, a chance to be 2-6 on the year.
And honestly, Trevor, with the clock running now, because Lenoir-Rhyne has used up all their timeouts, do you think this could be 4-down territory? If you don't get this, say, being that you get either no yards or 1 yard, and you don't get that first down, do you go for it on the 4th and 1? Run the play clock down a little bit.
I mean, you're going to get the same time off the play clock essentially. You're talking a handful of seconds on the 4th down carry if the Braves were to go for it. Maybe more attractive to that is just how well the defense has played. It gives you 2 chances to pick up 2 yards and win it. And I think most football coaches will tell you if you get 2 shots at 2 yards to win a football game, you'll take that.
Exactly.
But the Braves also have, a good punter in Isaac Parks who's put 15 kicks inside the 20. You wouldn't, I don't think, mess around with a field goal in this spot. You wouldn't want to worry about having a botched snap, a blocked kick that goes the other way. But it would all be a moot point if the Braves can just pick up 2 yards on this 3rd and 2 play. And it'll be the job of Josh Sheridan behind Dominic Sampson. Looking for the win on senior night. Hand off to Sheridan. Tries to push the pile. He's met right there. Got maybe a yard, and that's it. Leading the charge, applying pressure, Quentin Hayes. Who else? One of the best defensive tacklers for Lenoir-Rhyne in this game with his 13th tackle.
Yeah, stepped up when you need to do. That's what big-time players make, the big-time plays in big-time situations.
Dominic Sampson looking at his sideline, and he's opening the chest like Superman to his coach Shane Richardson, saying, let me get this with our guys. Let's go for this on 4th and 1. The Braves are going to let this clock tick down, and I would guess they'll take a timeout and talk about it. You'll be talking about probably 28 seconds left, 29 seconds when they call this timeout. For UNC Pembroke, a chance to either go for it with 29 seconds. You know Lenoir-Rhyne would have to score a touchdown. So if you don't get the first down, you're still at that point asking your defense just to keep them out of the end zone. So that's where we sit. With 29 seconds of the Braves talking in this huddle about a 4th and 1. What's your call, Brian? If you're the coach in the situation, you get to make the play call. Where do you go?
Two options, honestly. I'm either running it to try and get the first down, or we talked about a pooch punt earlier on Lenoir-Rhyne's end. I would do that because a pooch punt is something that you don't really expect, but it can take a whole lot of time off the clock because nobody is expecting it.
You're talking about maybe at that point trying to trim another 10 seconds. If it's a good pooch kick, now Lenoir-Rhyne's back at its own 10 with 19 seconds to go. You could go a couple ways. If you went with a running back, do you go Josh Sheridan or Miles Grant? Grant had the 40-yard go-ahead TD. You try to give him the satisfaction of picking up the first down?
I think so. I think that Miles Grant has definitely been the better back in this second half. And they are going with Josh Sheridan. But the last 2 runs before that, Sheridan got stopped for 0 yards and 1 yard. So let's see what happens. Should be a great call.
Here we go, 4th and 1. Braves going to go for it to try to win it. They have the hard count first. They're asking, saying that they got Lenoir-Rhyne to jump. No whistle from the officials. Now under center. Sampson trying to get him to jump, takes the snap. No flags out. Sampson trying to push the pile. This is a desperate fight for a first down. The officials saying he did not get it. Pushed back and did not move the pile. 23 seconds to Lenoir-Rhyne taking over. And the Braves, in both instances, from the shotgun and under center, thought they got Lenoir-Rhyne to jump. But the defense stands tall for the Bears, and they will have a slim fighting chance with 23 seconds left. You need first downs, balls to the sideline, and, of course, big chunks of yards really quick.
Yeah, huge chunks of yards. And, you know, although the Bears are 3-4, they do have playmakers on this team, as we have talked about, in Smith and Brown. And while they most likely will not be going to Brown, this is a chance for the receivers to step up and show what they're made of.
Keller back to pass. Pressure being chased from behind by Lyles. Has to throw it out of bounds. And there's 5 ticks, 6 ticks off the clock. With no yards for Lenoir-Rhyne, a good start. Tajay Lyles applied the pressure at the back of Jared Keller. 2nd down and 10, 17 seconds. Braves have Bikimbi Kearney playing way back. He is that roaming free safety. They've got the nickel package in, facing 5 wide receivers. Still 4 down linemen to rush Keller. That pressure back there again. Hinton got there fast. Passes short to the near side. Braves needed the tackle to keep him in bounds, and they do not. It's reeled in by Bradley Jones, and he just got to the boundary. Granted, only for 7 yards and 11 ticks left for Lenoir-Rhyne.
Yeah, and you really have to think, what is he doing? If you football IQ says in this situation, get the ball, get out of bounds. He tried to make a play. That is not what you need, especially when you're down.
If he cut inside, that would have been ball game for Lenoir-Rhyne with their other receivers downfield. Lyles, a great rush, gets back there. The Braves have the sack, and you can call it a ball game. Forced a fumble as well, and it's the Braves football.
And guess who was back there? Tyler Hinton.
Tyler Hinton, Tajay Lyles, a party at the quarterback, and Khalil Vance comes up with the football. And the Braves come home on homecoming, the first time home in over a month, and they will pick up the victory.
And everybody is excited. Still 5 seconds on the clock, but that's nothing but a need. These fans are happy with all the alumni coming back and the students that are at the game. This is something that they love to see. Whether they've heard about how poorly their team has been playing, doesn't really matter. As long as today was a great game, they had a great experience, and you know, these fans came back for a win, and they're delighted.
There it is, the best formation in football, the victory formation, and the Braves on homecoming come from behind in the 4th quarter on the back of Miles Grant and a 40-yard touchdown rush. And how about the defense? 4 sacks strong to pick up the homecoming and senior night win. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with one last post-game recap after this on the UNCP Sports Network. Okay.
I told Richardson I bring the mojo.
So the Braves win it on homecoming 14-10. It will not be a winless season at home. Bryant, you mentioned the most important game of the game today, and Shane Richardson's got to feel like, one, his defense grew up in a big way today, and his youngsters were impressive. Miles Grant, to say the least, a 40-yard carry that brings the Braves back to take the lead late.
Yeah, the Braves as a whole team just played fantastic this game, never getting down when they had the chance, no matter how any offensive drive went or even after that score by Lenoir-Rhyne. Both the offense and defense stayed strong, stayed confident, and they came through for this win.
Outgained it 355-209. It was a fun night in Pembroke, and the Braves, the party doesn't stop here. Onward with homecoming, 14-10 the final, and a great day to be a Brave in Pembroke. Soccer and football both punching their winning tickets. We thank you for being with us, for our entire WNCP TV team, along with our UNCP Sports Network crew. For Bryant Reed, this is Trevor Williams, wishing you a pleasant evening from Pembroke, North Carolina, where the Braves win it 14-10.